Brooms out, the Lobos sweep the Aggies. What the heck happened in Dallas? We're awaiting the cherry smoke to announce the arrival of a new head coach for Lobo football. It is bowl week in the land of enchantment, and oh, what a day it will be. What to do, everybody? Welcome in to the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck, Josue, Jason producing on the ProView, of course, ProView Sports Comcast Channel 26. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, worldwide on the interwebs. I want to hear from you this morning. We'll get into Lobos Aggies on Saturday, what that means for New Mexico moving forward. The sweep, the streak is at 2 for UNM, how the Aggies can turn this around when they get healthy come conference play. And NFL Sunday full of surprises, as there always is. The overreactions, the reactions to what we saw. The Ram It going against LA with what Dallas was able to do. We'll talk with Josh Ushan coming up at 9 a.m. because it's right back in action for the women, coming off a loss against Arizona State over the weekend. The struggles continue for Mike Bradbury and his squad. We'll catch up with Josh Ushan coming up at 9. Tons of high school basketball to get into. Yes, we're going to do that a little bit earlier. Adam Deal set to drop in this morning as well and hang out with us with so much to unpack. The phone number is 246-0610 or 1-888-922-0610. Send me emails today. Jeff's not going to read them. He's not going to care about your emails this week. I'm sorry. He's a little bit busy with the New Mexico Bowl. San Diego State, Central Michigan. You have your tickets, so stay tuned for that. Excited for that one on Saturday. So it's JJ. Pretty simple. It's 2 J's at 610knml.com to get in this morning. And we'll start with where the Brooms were out. It was a close game. It was what we expected, or at least I expected to see on Saturday there at Dreamstyle Arena, the Pit. It was a Pit game. The energy. This is why I like having these two teams play twice. And Rick Wright was out there. He's writing a column on it for the Albuquerque Journal. I'm asking the difference of this rivalry, playing this game twice. You usually don't see that when it's not conference opponents, but it works. It's awesome. You see the energy, the intensity down in Las Cruces. Then, of course, on Saturday in that building, you sprinkle in the Aggie fans along with Lobo fans that bought in for the first time this season. The energy was real, and it was the tight affair for a while. And with this Lobo team, I know there's been a lot of questions about the defense, and is that going to be a downfall for them? You know what? Maybe this is the team that no one's talking about the NCAA tournament because I haven't been there in a while. But maybe this is the style of play that could put something together. That could be sneaky come March, because all those other teams we talked about in the postseason under Steve Alford, what did they do? They played defense really well, and it didn't matter when it got to the NCAA tournament. But this team finds a way. They grind it out. They play through the post, and that was the difference in this one in the second half of a game in which New Mexico State came out with the energy. They came out hitting the boards, hitting their shots in the first half. Well, what the Lobos did is they started to get to the basket again.
Caldwell right to left through the center wheel for the Lobos. JJ working on Buchanan. Going hard at Buchanan. Laying it in over Buchanan. JJ Caldwell plays so big. That's his first bucket.
And it was JJ Caldwell opening up. And then, as you saw, the birthday guy, Carlton Bragg, doing work.
Jaquan Lau catches high left. Oh, beautiful ball fake. And a lob feed to Carlton Bragg off the drive for a two-hand hammer.
It was plays at the rim that got the Lobos going in the second half. At one point, midway through the second half, the Lobos trailed 47-44. They then went 4 for 4 at the foul line, scored 4 points in the paint, had a nice play where Keith McGee hits a 3, and then had a 55-49 lead. It was inside-out basketball. Paul, we're talking about how he felt defensively midway through the second half. That's when they changed the game. And you look down, 23 of 28 from the free throw line. This team plays inside-out. Do they take shots? Yeah, they will. Does Jaquan Lau go outside the offense a little bit? Yes, he does. But ultimately, Paul Ware addressed it. You cannot guard his team for 40 minutes in the paint. And you saw that for New Mexico State, who, good job, good effort. I think this team's going to be fine. We'll get into it a little bit later this morning when they get healthy, what they can do come conference play. They just don't have enough right now, but yet they're still physical. They had the grinded out mentality, which made it tough on the Lobos, but in that second half, New Mexico was able to pull away, and they did it at the foul line. 16 of 20, getting the ball inside, finishing it off late. And for the Lobos, this team now has a streak going their way against New Mexico State. They won 2. The Aggies will sit there and say, well, we didn't have our point guard, which is absolutely fair, but no one cares about that in the rivalry. Carlton Bragg wasn't this player last year. He wasn't available in these games. He's a huge difference. And so the Lobos, they move forward. They have Grand Canyon tomorrow night. New Mexico State, Chris Jen said after the game, they had it where they wanted it, and it did feel that way a lot of the time. It was a game that was sluggish, that they hit just enough shots there early in the first half, and I think that was the difference, especially in the first half for New Mexico State, at least offensively, just going 5 of 14, and they had that little burst when Johnny McCants hits one as the shot clock expires, and he comes back and hits another one, and we all had Johnny McCants as being the best three-point shooter on the floor, absolutely, for a while there for New Mexico State, and it allowed them to have that 33-31 edge at half. The Lobos just keep grinding, and that's one of the things that stands out to me about this Lobo basketball team is that mentality, that edge they have. They're more adaptable, and I think that goes back to their head coach, Paul Ware. He feels more adaptable this season. They're not just pressing the press. They're not doing things just to go out there. They know their identity is going to be inside out. Paul Ware is letting the players take over because they've showed that to him. And he's talked a lot about the emotion of this year's squad where he doesn't have to keep hyping them up. He's not worried about these guys going too far one way or the other. He likes the energy. He likes their attitude. And they're showing that. And they're coming through in these tight situations. And Paul Ware talked about his team. It might take them a minute, but they're going to be tough to deal with for 40 minutes.
People know we want to play to the paint. They know we want to, and they're ready. And they've got their double teams, and they've got their fronts, and they've got all these things. Just give us some time to work through it. Give us some time to figure out where the holes are, how we can exploit it. And it just takes a little time with us sometimes. And we've been a second-half team a lot this year, particularly offensively, because it's hard to play post defense on Carlton Bragg and Corey Manigault and Jaquan Lyle for a full 40 minutes.
And that's what you saw in the second half. The game changed, going inside, getting to the foul line, of course, hitting those foul shots when New Mexico State was fouling late, trying to get back into the game. The Lobos were victorious. The Brooms are out. It's 2-0 this year against New Mexico State. Want to hear from you in the first pit game of the season. The energy was. Are you starting to buy in to this basketball team? Of course, we'll talk about the Aggies moving forward once they get healthy and how they can respond come WAC play. The phone number is 246-0610, 1-888-922-0610. Send your emails to me today, jj at 610knml.com. We'll get into the Lobo coaching search as well, because Friday, the leaks started to come out. We finally had some news. Came down to Football Scoop. The Albuquerque Journal had reports. Everyone started hearing some names legitimately. Not just floating them out there, but some big-time candidates. So we'll talk about that, as I said, waiting for that cherry smoke from UNM to announce the next football coach. The NFL yesterday, what happened in Dallas? My, oh my, them Cowboys rammed it against the LA Rams. And that's why I think Dallas is going to mess around and win a playoff game. It is going to happen. But Philadelphia did what they had to do. Come back. Carson Wentz. Bootstrap game for the Eagles. We'll talk about Kansas City. The teams that clinch playoff spots, 5 in the AFC and NFC. What we saw on Sunday Night Football. Oh, so much to do this morning. And a pair of New Mexico Bowl tickets. How about 809 this morning?
809.
Stay tuned. Your chance to win some tickets to the New Mexico Bowl, which is this Saturday at Dream Style Stadium, San Diego State, Central Michigan. It is bowl week. Here we go. We come back on the other side. We'll talk about the news that started to break Friday and where the Lobos are in their search for a new football coach. Not Jason holding it down. ProView. Josh. I'm all over the place. Yeah. There's too many J's this morning, but it's what we do. My bad. Let's go. It's the opening drive, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Good morning, Sports Animal. Time is now 7:09. Let's take another look here at this morning's commute. This report is sponsored by Staples. Well, right now we just have one accident that you need to be concerned about. That is happening eastbound I-40 approaching 4th Street. That is on the right shoulder. It's really not affecting traffic, but expect some extra congestion going through there. We also had earlier that we had a disabled vehicle that was, let's see where that was. That is blocking traffic on eastbound Gibson. That's between a University and Yale. Other than that, things are not too bad here around the city. Staples Print and Marketing Services make connecting with clients and loved ones easy with hundreds of holiday templates you can customize. And right now, get 20% off select custom cards and invitations. Ends 12/28/19. Limit 1. Visit staples.com/holiday cards or store for details. Staples. And if you see an accident, call us on the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 and Comanche. I'm Host Ray with your sports animal traffic.
Former NFL All-Pro Pat McAfee has no filter.
There seems to be some lies being told.
Get the NFL experience you won't hear anywhere else. From current players, Pat and his buddies.
I couldn't even fathom what it would be if Andrew Luck if he was to give up Andrew Luck's rights to another team. That would have to be a pretty massive giveaway.
Listen and subscribe to the
Pat McAfee Show 2.0.
Free wherever you get your podcasts from the Westwood One Podcast Network, where the conversation starts.
When Allstate agents and employees go to work every day, their number one priority is what matters most to you. For military veterans, that instinct to protect also comes naturally. No wonder thousands of veterans build good careers with Allstate. And now, Allstate is ranked the number one employer on the 2020 Military Friendly Employers list. You're in good hands with Allstate.
For career opportunities or to get a quote, contact Allstate today. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Running out of gift ideas, searching for great toys. Follow me to gifts for girls and boys. There's toys that fly and toys that glow, toys to hug and toys to throw. Just wrap them up, hop on a bow. Friends they'll love and priced so low. Come on, look around, there's toys galore. You'll spend much less, but gift much more at the stores that you've been searching for. Spend less, gift better at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods.
Hey Lobo fans, the Lobo men's and women's basketball teams have a big week at Dreamstyle Arena lined up. It starts when the Lobo men host Grand Canyon on Tuesday the 17th. Next, the Lobo women will host the Lobo Invitational on consecutive nights, hosting Providence on Wednesday the 18th, Loyola Marymount on Thursday the 19th, and Ball State on Friday the 20th. The Lobo men close out the week with a contest against Houston Baptist on Sunday the 22nd. Get your tickets at golobos.com/tickets. We'll see you there.
Do you want to change your drinking? The ABQ Treat Study is looking for volunteers between the ages of 22 and 55 to participate in a research study examining how the brain, behavior, and emotions change after alcohol treatment. You will attend 12 weekly treatment sessions and receive up to $440 to complete surveys and brain imaging over 15 months. For more details or to schedule an appointment, call ABQ Treat at 505-633-8861. 505-633-8861.
You wouldn't settle when shopping for a home. Don't settle when shopping for your mortgage. If you've received a quote you aren't happy with, you don't need to go out of state for a second opinion. Kirtland Federal Credit Union is New Mexico's premier mortgage lender, offering more mortgage programs than any other local lender. And with Kirtland FCU, you'll never have to send a payment out of state. We're your local home loan lender. Head to kirtlandfcu.org/home loan and compare for yourself. Kirtland Federal Credit Union. We're more than military. We're for life. An equal housing lender. Approval based on creditworthiness and other factors. Membership eligibility applies. See representative for complete details.
Capital One knows life doesn't alert you about your credit card.
Next stop, Bram Street. And Brian in the khaki shorts. Your G&L energy bill went up 60% this month. Seems like you'd want to know. Stand clear of the closing doors.
So, meet Eno, the Capital One assistant that catches things that might look wrong, like increases to a recurring bill, then sends an alert to your phone and helps you fix it. Eno. Another way Capital One is watching out for your money when you're not. Capital One. What's in your wallet? See CapitalOne.com for details. Limitations apply.
Vicks VapoCool Drops. Oh, great. A sore throat keeping me from my extremely lucrative voiceover job talking about throat drops. Thanks, universe. Might as well try these Vicks VapoCool Drops. Wow, these VapoCool Drops are amazing. That's not candy dressed up like a throat drop. That's a super cooling Vapo Power Rush. It's like...
and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Schwartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Schwartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981, formerly known as St. Clair Wine.
Well, who's it going to be? Who's going to be the next head coach of Lobo football? We've been waiting, and finally, Will started turning over the weekend. The leaks, the sources were saying names we expected. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. Host Sway holding it down on the radio side, ProView side. Josh, JJ, Buck with you this morning. It's bowl week. Jeff Siembieda a little busy, but we'll check in with him throughout the week. Of course, stay tuned. Your chance to win a pair of New Mexico Bowl tickets coming up a little bit later. Morning, San Diego State and Central Michigan noon kickoff out there at Dream Style Stadium. So Friday, Football Scoop reported that it was down to Danny Gonzalez, Arizona State defense coordinator, Curtis Looper, who's the co-OC at Texas A&M, former UNM assistant as well, and maybe one more candidate. And that's the news that started to come out on Friday. Everyone started hearing stuff throughout the weekend, and then as reports went on, and then you also saw the Albuquerque Journal reporting that Curtis Looper was then out of the mix, Danny Gonzalez still in it, and then a mystery candidate for Lobo football. I know there's been a lot of momentum for Danny Gonzalez, talking about someone that walked on at the University of New Mexico, coming out of Valley High School, played DB at UNM, was a graduate assistant, was a video coordinator, was an assistant coach under Rocky along with the Lobos, was with Rocky at San Diego State, now was the defensive coordinator at Arizona State. So I think he's a fan favorite in a lot of people's minds. That'd be a great connection to the local kid, alumni coming back. But a name to watch out for, and maybe that's why the position isn't quite filled yet. This might be a guy that's still alive in the FCS playoffs. And when this search started and we opened it up asking for names, it was someone that was thrown out there by a few fans. And you go to our initial list of just names we were putting together the week after. Who would you like to see as a fan? Jay Hill did pop up at Weber State. Now, Jay Hill is still coaching because Weber State was victorious 17-10 over Montana. As they move on in the FCS playoffs, they actually will play number 2 James Madison coming up this weekend. So it's a potential name to watch out for. Maybe that's why they haven't quite filled the vacancy yet. Or if it is the potential mystery candidate and assistant that's maybe not just playing in a bowl game, but in the college football playoffs. And his LSU ties, going back somewhere in the SEC. So it sounds like Danny Gonzalez, mystery candidate now for Lobo football, and it could be any time. You get to this point, conversations Eddie has had with multiple candidates who he feels good with, who he's been able to connect with, see the vision of, also share his vision of the football program, and then the challenges that the next head coach is undertaking at the University of New Mexico. And Eddie's been out front. He doesn't want to blindside anyone. He's saying, hey, these are our challenges. This is what we want you to do. This is what you're going to be able to work with, and this is what we hope we can do moving forward. So I would expect at some point this week an announcement to be made on the new head coach of Lobo football. And as you started to see those names come down, what jumped out to you? Like I said, I know Danny Gonzalez has been out there for a lot of Lobo fans who bring back the local kid, the alumni. Jay Hill is really interesting if he is one of those candidates as well. You look at his track record. It was 2001 to 13 as assistant at Utah. So through that time, you watch Utah win a lot of games in the Mountain West Conference, make the jump to the Pac-12. See that transition there with Kyle Whittingham. And since 2014, he's been the head coach at Weber State. Successful FCS program. He's 42-28 overall. as a head coach, right now currently in the playoffs. And then maybe an assistant. I know David Aranda, LSU defensive coordinator, was named early on, but you start learning about him, and he's the highest paid assistant in college football at $2.5 million. Probably takes him off the list, but it's not necessarily crazy because when you look at these other jobs that were filled, Old Dominion gets Penn State's offensive coordinator. And Jeff Scott, offense coordinator for Clemson, takes South Florida job. So these guys in prominent coordinator positions with teams winning at a very high level are taking 5 jobs to become a Division I head coach. It still is a sought-after position for someone in that profession that wants to take those steps. So I'm expecting we will see Cherry Smoke at some point. But we finally, Hoser, got some names over the weekend. And, yeah, it was names that we were talking about, but the leaks, the sources, started to talk. So we will see how that goes. 246-0610, 1-888-922-0610 is the phone number. You can email me, jj@610knmo.com. So keep an eye on that throughout the week. Lobos sweep the Aggies. Got into that in the first segment. We'll continue to talk about that moving forward. And it's quick turnaround as New Mexico back at it tomorrow against Grand Canyon. Women in action tonight against New Mexico State. You can hear that one right here on the Sports Animal. Pre-game coverage, 6:30 with Josh Shushan and Nikki Heckroth-Lobato. We'll talk with Josh coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. Well, what Lobos have been dealing with Mike Bradbury. How does he try to get things back on track? A tough weekend for them as they go to Arizona State. 84-47 loss for the women. Of course, the stuff that's going on with the roster. Can they settle themselves back down before they get into Mountain West play? Aaron, you're on the opening drive. What's going on, man?
Hey, JJ. A couple of things I want to talk about. I'm kind of curious what's going on with the women, why they had such a drop-off since they started conference play. A candidate for Lobo football. Is Jason Linsmeyer still coaching? JJ?
I don't, because I know when he left UNM, he wasn't coaching, and I'm not quite sure what he's doing right now.
So his name has not been mentioned at all?
So I don't know what he's doing right now.
Yeah, and then how about Noel Mazzoni? Where's he at now?
I'll have to look that one up for you.
And then, I guess my final question is, what kind of money do the Lobos have to throw out at a football coach? What kind of money do you think they're going to have to put out or shell out to get a good coach in here? Like even this defensive coordinator from Arizona State. What kind of money do they have available to put out for a coach right now? I'll listen to your answers.
Well, the money that's available is, I assume, it's going to be a similar contract to what we saw Bob Davie had. $400,000 base salary. Then you have your incentives on top of that for media responsibilities, win bonuses along those lines. Maybe it's a little bit lower, but I would expect it to still be around that same salary moving forward. And there's a lot of question marks with the athletic department, the budgets that they have, but you're still going to have to pay a new coach. And I assume it's going to be along those same lines of what Bob Davie.
And I think the most enticing thing about this job is not just the money, but just the fact to come in and possibly turn this thing around, and maybe that coach sets themselves up for another payday with another institution. I think most guys maybe look at it this way, and unless it's Danny Gonzalez and he's if he's the one, then have success and then he likes it here, he might be here for a while.
And it's still a Division I job. Is it the most enticing right now? No. But there's a reason all these other jobs were filled. And you see, as I laid out, like the Penn State's offensive coordinator took a job at Old Dominion. Does that jump out to you as a football powerhouse right now? No.
It just helps build that
the
resume.
offense coordinator at Clemson, taking South Florida's job. Like, this is Division I coaching jobs are wanted by these guys. Yeah, and that is why there are candidates. And Eddie had plenty of guys to talk to, and now it's just coming down to that final decision. And also, on the other end, how did said person interview? How did they connect? Because it's easy to throw out the names, but maybe you get in the same room, and what might look really good on paper, what might seem like a really good resume, it just doesn't click. And you still have to have that connection between your AD and your football coach, and this is huge. This is the hire for Eddie Nunez. He's already dealt with coming in, being the AD, trying to clean things up, cutting sports. All at that point in time, losing some support. People questioning him, don't think he's the right guy for the job. But now this is his hire. This is his big moment to bring in a football coach and try to get some excitement back, try to get something going in the right direction for Lobo football. The phone number is 246-0610. 1-888-922-0610. You can also send your emails at jj@610knml.com. Continue to take your thoughts on the news that came out over the weekend. Officially, some names came out. We were talking about them and who is potentially that mystery candidate. Lobos, Aggies. Continue to dive into that and so much more. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Sports Animal time is now 7:25. Let's take another look here at this morning's commute. This report is sponsored by MBD Express, and right now we had earlier accident eastbound I-40 approaching 4th Street. That has been clear, so no longer need to worry about that one. I believe that the disabled vehicle that was blocking traffic on eastbound Gibson between University and Yale, that has also been clear. I just confirmed that. So no new accidents to worry about, but if you see something, make sure you give us a call on the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167, brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 and Comanche. MVD Express makes renewing your vehicle registration easy. Save time and make an appointment online at mvdexpress.com. Not sure if you need an admissions check? Just call 323-0408 and an agent will be happy to assist you. MVD Express, life is busy, they make it easy. I'm Jose with your Sports Animal Traffic.
The Sports Bar with Michael and Mike.
I think the favorite part of the sports bar is the insights, the knowledge they pass on. People who've been there, they tell you exactly what's going on.
Finding out what the current events are, what's going on with all sports. We're football and basketball fans, but you guys cover all the sports, and we like that.
The personalities, they are fabulous. Thank you for being there. We can't do without you.
Weekdays at 3, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
I'm Nancy Burse, your Bernalillo County Treasurer. This year, first half property tax payments are due December 19th through January 19th, 2020. Find out more by calling 468-7031 or go to bernco.gov/treasurer.
We're a city on the move. Art is open on Central Avenue with free rides through the end of the year. Skip traffic. Take art to the River of Lights. Central's
Ray on the line.
Come on board. .com.
A message.
4 teams in the AFC, 4 teams in the NFC locked in to the postseason, including the Buffalo Bills, 10-win. Buffalo Bills victorious on Sunday Night Football, 17-10 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll dive into the weekend, and yes, what happened in Dallas? And are the Cowboys somehow, some way going to mess around, end up after all this, win a playoff game? Plenty of NFL to talk about, including a busy weekend right here locally. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. We got Josh holding down everything on ProView. Josue behind the glass. JJ Buck with you this morning. Of course, it's bowl week. Jeff Siembieda a bit busy this time of year. San Diego State, Central Michigan, Saturday, noon kickoff, Dreamstyle Stadium. Stay tuned. Well, after 8 o'clock, give away some New Mexico Bowl tickets. Of course, you can go out there and get them right now. It's going to be a great weekend, and who knows what we will have in store at the football game. Will the new Lobo football coach be around? Who's it going to be? We had news come out over the weekend that started to, I guess, officially put some stuff out there. All of the names that we were floating, we were talking about, Danny Gonzalez, Curtis Looper, down the line. Football Scoop reported at the Albuquerque Journal then had their stories out as well. And it looks like right now it's down to Danny Gonzalez and mystery candidate as we continue to weave through these waters. We're on the Hardwood Saturday, a pit game. Lobos beating the Aggies. Tons to get to. The phone number is 246-0610, 1-888-922-0610. Ray, you're on the opening drive. What's going on, Ray?
Well, good morning. How you doing?
Doing good.
Hey, football coach search. Jay Hill is really an intriguing name. He's won pretty well there.
John coaching also
here, and the guy must be a pretty decent coach. The thing that would concern me is there's been a lot of talk about trying to name this coach, in the next day or two, so that we can be ready for signing day. But with his team still playing, unless his AD is the most understanding AD in the world, that would kind of make it hard for him to be the guy. Mm-hmm. And Danny Gonzalez may be just fine, but I like this guy because he's run a program, even if it is not a D1A program. So anyway, look for your thoughts on that front.
Mm-hmm. All right, Ray, appreciate the phone call. And absolutely, if he's the acting head coach of a team that is continuing to play, in this regards, Ray was talking about Jay Hill. They're still alive in the FCS playoffs. They have a game coming up against number 2 James Madison on Saturday. And if he happens to be the leading candidate, then that would, if we get to Thursday, get to Friday, get into the weekend without a coach being named, then I think momentum could really start to go in that way because the coach would not be available at the time. It is different when these coordinators get announced taking these jobs. We've seen that. They go to the press conference. Sometimes they stay. I was just looking at some stuff on Boston College. Their new coach is an assistant at Ohio State. Now he happens to be someone that's going to continue to coach with the Buckeyes in the college ball playoffs. So some of these other guys, as an assistant, they're able to step away immediately. A little bit different when it is a head coach, and especially if someone at that level. John, you're on the opening drive. What's going on, John?
Hey, good morning, guys. And you know what I like is Jay Hill because I really think the Lobos would benefit from getting somebody that's been in charge of a program that doesn't have all the so-called benefits of a bigger program, even though we're not a P5. But, coming up, having run a program where you got to do a lot of the little things that maybe you delegate someone else. So when he comes up here, he'd be a good fit, knowing that he has to get in and work. But, there's another name that I'm wondering why it hasn't been mentioned, and then I'll hang up about. What about Brady Hoke?
I think some people have talked about it. I'm not sure how much momentum it's gotten in terms of a legitimate candidate. Brady did a nice job at San Diego State, took the Michigan job, kind of been bouncing around a little bit after that, but he's someone that's familiar with Mountain West. I could just say the West region. I think he'd be down on those. I think we're kind of narrowing in on Gonzalez, maybe a Jay Hill, but maybe the mystery candidate, someone that we don't know because it's a mystery candidate, and it's someone completely off the board. But with Jay Hill, what also interests me is his time invested at Utah. And he saw the rise of that program, how successful they were in the Mountain West, then making the jump to the Pac-12. It's very intriguing. I'm also not one that's going to just say an assistant won't be able to make that jump to this job, because it's also about the staff. And the head coach is going to be the one that's hopefully wins the press conference, generates the buzz. But what kind of staff can the new head coach put together? Because that's just as important as anything else. That's a recruiting. Those are the connections. Those are who's going to set the tone, bring the players in, and then you hope the head coach just dots the I and crosses the T's when it comes to that. So as much as we talk about the head coaching salary, who's it going to be, what do you want to see on his resume, what kind of connections does he have, what kind of staff can he put together, because they're going to have to do all the legwork as well to just get this team ready to play next season and then start bringing in the talent. But Quan's auto. See, it so happens you slide over here.
Oh.
It's been a while.
Forget
it
about
really has since Jeff's been out.
Well, Jeff does a lot of that too. So
we've been putting in the time. It's been a while since I've slid over here. I had to say the phone number. It's a Quan's Auto Care hotline. It's Monday. No excuses. Got to be better. 246-0610, 1-888-922-0610. You can send your emails, jj@610knml.com. I'm intrigued. I'm excited, and I sense some excitement. As it settled down a little bit, there's a lot of work to be done for Lobo football, not just on the field, the product, getting people to want to invest in it, but the game day atmosphere, that's big. I had a couple conversations over this weekend with avid Lobo fans. That's the way to put it. They're invested in the program. But even they said they just couldn't do it anymore with Lobo football at the end, and it's understandable. So this is a big moment.
Rudy coaching.
It's to even get the avid Lobo fans back in and back on board. And because when you hear that from people that you don't expect to hear it from, people that are out there supporting, that are at the games, and they even tell you that they just couldn't do it anymore. It's such an impactful time football just to try to gain ground, just try to get back on track. Rudy, you're on the opening drive. What's up, Rudy?
Hey, good morning, JJ. Holding down the fort for your compadre. I just want to tell everybody happy bowl week.
Absolutely.
This is a great time for the city. I mean, the spotlight's on Albuquerque. This is the first bowl game to kick off the season. You got two great teams coming in. And if you're a sports animal and you're listening and you haven't bought your tickets, what are you waiting for? Let's support this bowl the way it needs to be supported. And I would really like to see a big crowd. I don't know the Rocky factor. I hope it's positive. I hope people say, yeah, he did a great job here. He's coming back. Let's go see Rocky's team. I like Central Michigan. And, it goes real conveniently into the coaching search. I love Danny Gonzalez. I would not mind him getting the job. But if it was Danny, I think they would have named him already. Mm-hmm. So there's something else going on. And I think the thing that's going on is that's the guy that they want is Jay Hill at Weber State. And if you look at his bio and you see where he's been and you see what he's done, you need a guy that knows how to run a program already and know OJT, right? No on-the-job training. And I think that's the only knock against Danny. The second thing is we don't know what kind of recruiter Danny is. We know what kind of recruiter Jay Hill is. And Jay Hill was named one of the top recruiters in the West and one of the top recruiters in the Pac-12 when he was at Utah. So to me, that's maybe why they're waiting. JJ, I'm not sure, and I'm not close enough to the search to know what's going on, but I really do think that that's who they've targeted. And you look at what he's done at Weber State, and he took a low-resource program, and they've dominated the Big Sky. Wyoming used that same formula, didn't they, JJ?
Yeah, they got a Craig Bull from North Dakota State.
Yeah.
Not shabby.
It might be time for his jump up. Final thought, and I'll let it go. Saturday is the way the pit always needs to be. So tomorrow night, people show up with that same attitude, and let's watch Thunder Dan's Grand Canyon guys, right? He's still there, isn't he?
Yes, he
with
is. He's their head coach.
Suit? Yeah, he'll be all decked out, and somebody tries to take a knock at Paul Weir and call him Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers is an American treasure, isn't he?
Absolutely.
I'll take it any day. Thanks, JJ. Appreciate the time.
All right, Rudy got in 246-0610, 1-888-922-0610. We'll continue the conversation on the football coach. What we saw, a pick game on Saturday, Lobos over the Aggies, and yes, NFL reactions. The opening drive here at 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger.
Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick.
Take 32.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or DreamstyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star.
The noise, how distracting is Jerry Jones in his post-game press conferences? The hype, is it just that? Are they talented? Who knows? The ride continues because Dallas, y'all just might mess around and get to the postseason. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610 The Sports Animal. JJ Buck. It is Bowl Weeks with Jeff Siembieda getting ready for the New Mexico Bowl. Saturday, San Diego State, Central Michigan. Josh holding it down on ProView. Of course, check us out, Comcast Channel 26. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, view the show. Hoser holding it down. Quan's Auto Care Hotline 246-0610, 1-888-922-0610. Somehow, someway, I've been on the Dallas Cowboys side this season. Are they an average football team? Yes, they're 7-7. But in the mess that is the island of misfit teams in that division, they're still good enough. I still like them over Philadelphia. We'll get into what Carson Wentz and the Eagles did in the second half and how big Carson Wentz was in the fourth quarter, but they're still just good enough. And yesterday, when this is happening, you know it's your day.
Prescott in trouble. And wide open. And now the foot race. The former Ram, Austin, for the touchdown.
Courtesy of Fox right there, Joe Buck. Tavion Austin, 59-yard touchdown. Rams defenders collide, fall down wide open as Dak gets out of pressure. It's a 44-21 victory for the Cowboys. Never in doubt. Say what you will about the moments that did Dak Prescott defer. It did not matter because they took control of the game early and absolutely cruised. And that is the talent offensively that I believe Dallas has. Yeah. I think it's fair to question them defensively, just how good they are at moments or getting by without Leighton Vander Esch. But when it comes to that division, the Cowboys are going to win that division. They're still better than Philadelphia. And you saw it yesterday. The Eagles struggling. There's nothing left for Carson Wentz. But he comes together 11 for 11, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. That's the thing. If you give him a chance, if that game is close, he's still a good enough quarterback to get it done. Even against the bad Washington football team, you had to make plays because you're going to have your moments. We haven't even gotten into what happened in San Francisco at home, losing to Atlanta. But that last second touchdown catch by Julio Jones. Things happen. But Carson Wentz pulled it out. Both those teams still in that race, both 7-7. The NFC East is still open. But yesterday is why I buy into the Cowboys. And as messy as it is, everyone wants to scream about Jerry Jones. And they're not going to do anything until he sells the team. Oh, Jerry Jones needs to stop having his press conferences. Could it be awkward at times? Sure. But what do you got to do? You got to show up on Sundays and do your job.
Yeah.
And that's what the Dallas Cowboys did yesterday. Even if they win the division and get to the playoffs, potentially win a playoff game, I still think Jerry does make a change. I just think he's ready for something more. You know, is Urban Meyer intriguing enough to someone that can come in and is he ready to have more of a star at head coach and how will that affect him. I think that's a fair conversation. I think we will see a new head coach in Dallas, but I think there's still just enough for this team to get by and win a playoff game, because I still think San Francisco wins the NFC West. And thus you're probably looking at then Seattle and Dallas in the first round. And Seattle's good. Russell Wilson's fantastic. I don't want to, these are the things. You don't want to overanalyze things, because yesterday in Seattle, they went on the road, cross country. Was the final score of that game? 30-24. But they were in control. They were without 4 defensive starters. But I still think Seattle is the team that Dallas could get into an up and down contest with and beat at home. San Francisco, not. I think that team would be too much. But that's why I think they're going to win the division. But all the noise, everything that's been said, Dallas is going to mess around and win a playoff game, aren't they, Jose?
Oh, I think so. And especially if the defense plays like – I think that was the key yesterday. The defense, the assignments that they had in place worked, and not only that, but those guys were making tackles. A lot of them had some tackles. We didn't see none of that, the one-arm stuff, the losing. I mean, they were right there making plays. They even had some takeaways, and I think that's the biggest difference that also helps that offense move along.
The Cowboys, big win over the Rams. The Eagles hold on late, get the fourth quarter comeback over Washington, as, of course, it's down to Dallas and Philadelphia, who's going to win the NFC East and get to the playoffs, because 4 spots are locked up. Seattle, Green Bay, New Orleans, and San Francisco. They're going to the postseason. We still have 2 weeks to find out what the positioning will be. In the AFC, it's the Ravens, no doubt, the Patriots, the Chiefs, and the Bills, who are locked in to the playoffs. And I look at the New England Patriots. That was a 13-10 game at halftime in Cincinnati. They struggled. And we'll get into the footage that was played by Fox Sports. Jay Glazer had video of what the Do Your Job crew was videotaping, footage of the sideline. So we'll get into that as well. Before the Patriots did their job. Defense came up in the second half, but an average performance offensively. They're 11-3. My goodness, do they just look average on that side of the football. But that's the thing with the Patriots. If they get into the playoffs, if they get a first-round bye, they're sitting there at home. Are you going to bet against Tom Brady? As bad as that offense has looked at times, as much as he struggled, it was just 15-29 yesterday. Defensively, they are pretty good. Now, it was the Bengals. They did their job. Just like the Buffalo Bills last night. They did their job. It was an exciting game from Josh Allen. Going into Pittsburgh. Solid win for them. 10-win season. They're going to the playoffs. So tons of NFL to react to. Eli Manning. Was it the swan song? Did you know he won 2 Super Bowls? That's probably why everyone was so excited with him walking off the field. Getting back to 117 and 170 ball. But he's got 2 Super Bowls. Continue to talk NFL, Lobo football coaching search. Of course, Aggies, the Lobos on the hardwood. We had ourselves a pick game over the weekend. Josh,
20.
Voice of the Women coming up at 9 o'clock. It is UNM New Mexico State once again tonight out there at Dreamstyle Arena, the Pit. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Albuquerque, the sports animal.
That was fun on Saturday. Maybe not so much if you're wearing crimson, but the brooms are out as the Lobos defeat New Mexico State 69-62. Rio Grande rivalry on the hardwood advantage. Lobo men this year. New Mexico getting the job done. New Mexico State still has to feel pretty good about themselves. Now, record-wise, they're struggling in non-conference play. They get healthy and whack, I think they will be fine. But it doesn't matter in a rivalry. No one cares who's playing, who's not playing. When you beat your rival, you put it on the board, and you enjoy it. And that's what Lobo basketball did on Saturday. The energy, being in the building, it was fun. I love pit games. That is what it's all about. The emotion, the intensity, just being in an environment like that. Sports can be fun. And that was one of those moments, just being out there on Saturday in a good game. It was physical. It was close. It's what I expected to see New Mexico State. That's what they wanted. And Christian said after the game that he felt that was where his team wanted it. They just could not make plays. 13 second-half turnovers for New Mexico State. It was a little bit of doing too much, and then Lobo's defense, according to Paul Ware, he said midway through the second half, that's where things changed for him. As the Lobos were victorious, a big game for the birthday boy that was Carlton Bragg. Now, I think he's a man now, 24-year-old Carlton Bragg, 17 points, 17 rebounds. New Mexico, 23 of 28 from the free throw line. This team plays inside-out basketball. They get it into the post. They want to drive. They want to get to the foul line, and they were successful at that, 16 of 20 in the second half to close out that game. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck, Hoser, Josh producing on ProView. Check us out, Comcast Channel 26, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Taking your calls, 246-0610, 1-888-922-0610. Of course, email jj@610knml.com. This was a 30-31 game at half. Mexico State did just enough, found a few buckets from the perimeter. They were 5 of 14 from 3, but that was the difference, just a little bit more in the first half. The Lobos settled in defensively, got the ball inside, able to get tempo up a few moments and close this game out. And that's what stands out to me about this Lobo basketball team, is their adaptability. They're not locked into one style. Yeah, they want to play inside out, but they have guards that can drive the basketball. Jaquan Lau, Zane Martin. We've seen him get a lot of run over the last few weeks, especially in the second half, and Corey Manigault coming off the bench. But the way they're closing out games, what they're doing defensively, I think maybe when you look at some of the stats and the higher possession games, the scoring games that this team will be in at times, fans might be a little bit frustrated with the defense, but maybe this is the type of squad you need that can do something different. As right now, there's not, say, NCAA tournament expectations that have been talked about a lot. Now we expect them to compete in the Mountain West, which I still think it's a 3-team race: New Mexico, San Diego State, and Utah State. Yes, Utah State lost on Saturday to BYU 68-64, the 8th straight win for BYU over Utah State. But what's big for the Aggies, USU, Nemius Queta, 11 points, 9 rebounds in 23 minutes. He's working his way back, so he's going to be full go when they get back into conference play in January. That's still a very good basketball team. So despite losing to BYU, who's on a bit of a hot streak right now, Yoel Childs, their best player, is back. He went 20-10 on Utah State. Lobos, Utah State Aggies, and San Diego State are still the teams to beat. And with New Mexico, maybe this style where they have the offense ability, maybe it's not just all predicated on defense, but they have to play defense, of course, at moments. And maybe this is the team that can push forward and do something different, do the unexpected. Because you look at those Alford teams, what they do, they defended. They slowed the game down. They played tight basketball games. But still wasn't the exact formula. There's not one. It's just, do you have a team that comes together, and it looks at this point in time, so we have in Lobo basketball. Paul Ward continues to talk about how the players' resiliency, their emotion, they can control it. Now, he likes the attitude. He likes the swings they have at time. He likes the guys wanting to play, and they've responded. And at least right now, I haven't heard much about the bench talk. Keith McGee definitely heard about it, and he's a guy that continues to go over the top. But he put some solid minutes in over the weekend. And Vance Jackson, he's not going to jump out at you 2 of 7, 1 of 5, just 5 points and 2 rebounds. But he had 3 steals. He was where he needed to be in the second half. He just continues to play his role, which is it's not going to be the dude that was the focal point of the team at the end of last season, because he was all that was left in a Mountain West tournament. If he just internally accepts his role, yeah, he wants to do more. All these guys want to be the guy, but you're going to have your moments. And you know what's good for everyone and good for the future? Winning. Being a team that gets people's attention. Being a team that's playing for something late in March and maybe even deeper into March. So the buy-in, it seems like it's really good right now. And yeah, there's going to be another mouth to feed in Bonte Hendricks, but the same thing's going to be said for him. Got to come in and play your role. Because this Lobo basketball team, I like where they are. Not overly concerned about too many things with them. I don't think there's going to be a bad apple that brings the ship down. Playing time might frustrate these guys, but it's what you sign up for. And you got to earn your playing time. And if you get the minutes, go out there and execute. And you're all going to feel good at the end of the day if you're winning at a high level. You're competing for something. That's what I expect this Lobo basketball team to do. Go to toe-to-toe with San Diego State and Utah State in the Mountain West. Those are by far the 3 best teams in the conference. And then try to avoid the landmines. And they did that, getting off to the 2-0 start, getting pushed at home by Boise State, and then going to Laramie and controlling that game. That's what they have to do along the way until they match up with Utah State and San Diego State. It was a good win on Saturday. Rivalry on the men's side shifts back to Lobos for the time being. Now, New Mexico State, they're still good. I think they're going to be fine in WAC play. Now, this team might not beat people as soundly at times just because they still can't shoot. They just do not have a shooter right now. 10 of 28 from 3. And especially, getting inside Orkoche at moments, but McCants just wasn't good inside the way he needed to be going up against Bragg and the Manigault because they just got to the foul line 10 times. And I think that's what's going to change with A.J. Harris coming back. Not necessarily all of a sudden they're going to shoot at a high clip. They're just not. They don't have the shooters on this team. But they're going to get better looks all across the floor. And I think what A.J. Harris does, he's going to get Orkoche and McCants easy buckets inside. He's going to get to the foul line. That's why I still like the Aggies when it comes to WAC play and what they're going to be able to do in conference and setting themselves up for the 3 days in Vegas for the WAC tournament. They just don't have that right now. They're good enough. They're going to frustrate teams. They're going to keep it close. They're going to try to beat you on the boards, especially with the amount of threes they shoot. And Chris Jan's addressed it. He's like, I don't care that we're not shooting a high percentage because he wants those shots because he likes the way it opens up the floor, the way they can attack the boards, the offensive rebounding, which they did have an early advantage. In one point, it was like 7-2 second chance points, but that's a big difference in a close game in the first half, New Mexico State. Then when the Lobos started to get inside, started to finish possessions offensively and rebounding in the second half, that's when you saw that game change. For the Aggies, they just don't have shooters right now. And so that's why A.J. Harris is going to be just so big to open up shots all across the floor for them when they get back in the WAC play. Last week, A.J. Harris about midweek started dribbling a basketball, so he'll be on track within the next week or two to hopefully for them start resuming basketball activities and get on the floor. But for the Lobos, rotation tightened a little bit. It was a close game and got what you wanted. Pick game at home, energy, intensity. Brooms are out 2-0 over New Mexico State this season. Quan's Auto Care Hotline, 246-0610 or 1-888-922-0610. You can email me at jj@610knml.com. Because right now, you're going to need that phone number. Because we got a pair of tickets to the New Mexico Bowl. Central Michigan, San Diego State, Saturday, noon kickoff, Dreamstyle Stadium. For caller
7.
Caller number 7 right now, 246-0610. Get yourself a pair of tickets to the New Mexico Bowl. It is bowl week. Jeff Siembieda a little bit busy, but getting ready for San Diego State. The return of Rocky Long, Jim McElwain, and his Central Michigan squad coming off a MAC title game appearance. This is good football. It's going to be a great day. I look forward to it every year. It is so much fun. Caller number 7 right now, 246-0610. Pair of New Mexico Bowl tickets for you. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Sports Animal time is now 8:10. Let's take another look here at Monday morning's commute. This report is sponsored by Audible. Well, right now we have 2 new accidents, one at Broadway and Odelia involving a down power line with delays in all directions. The other accident you need to worry about right now is westbound I-40 approaching Juan Tabo, blocking the left shoulder there. With Audible, you can skip the last-minute holiday shopping this year. Give everyone on your list the gift of audiobooks. Choose from 4 gift options, pick your delivery date, and they'll choose the books to listen to wherever, whenever. Visit audible.com/gifts. And if you see an accident, give us a call on the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167, brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 and Comanche. I'm Josue with your Sports Animal Traffic.
The Sports Bar with Michael and Mike.
My favorite part of the sports bar would probably be Lobos Aggies, and Dallas Cowboys.
I just like all the Lobo coverage that you guys have and the in-depth parts that you give to the program.
I just love listening to you guys.
Sports Bar at 3 p.m.
You never know what's going to happen next, and it's hilarious. I love the chemistry. I appreciate you guys. You do a great job.
Weekdays at 3, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We're a city on the move. Art is open on Central Avenue with free rides through the end of the year. Stay in your lane to keep everyone safe. Central's open for business. Come on board. For more information, visit abqride.com.
In most situations, it's easy to debate who is the greatest of all time. But when you need collision repair, there's only one clear GOAT. Quan's has won a Best of the City award for the past 6 years straight. Don't go to any collision repair shop. Go to the better collision repair shop at Quan's Auto Body. Our award-winning customer service and certified collision repair makes Quan's better than the competition. Make the better choice and visit Quan's Auto Body in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho.
Okay, gang, it's sweet deal time. I'm sitting on top of the cliffhanger here at Cliffs Amusement Park. I don't think I'm ready for this, but while I'm here, I got to tell you that we've got another Cliffs sweet deal coming your way this Tuesday at 9 a.m. You'll get a pair of season passes for only $89.99. That's 2 season passes for the price of 1. Wow, that's a sweet deal. You know Cliffs Amusement Park. You got the log ride, the rattler, the bumper cars, water mania. A whole summer of fun can be yours. A summer filled with smiles, laughs, memories, and all that touchy-feely stuff. Cliffs is ready to start the 2020 season off right. Now's the perfect time to get your season passes. Get your 2 Cliffs Amusement Park season passes for only $89.99. Be one with fun at Cliffs. But there's only a limited number of deals available, and this one's gonna go fast. Oh man, here goes the cliffhanger. Wish me luck.
Go to sportsanimалabq.com and click on the Sweet Deals logo. We know you'll be saying sweet.
And now, a message from Vistaprint. This is a cow. The cow that made the milk that was made into the cheese that made Tober Dairy Farm into the talk of the craft fair. But cheese only lasts so long. The impression a small business like Tober Dairy Farm makes can last much longer, with the right business card to back it up. And now Vistaprint is introducing free shipping on all business cards in any quantity. That's right, free shipping on any card, any style, any quantity. Plug your information and logo into hundreds of fresh designs tailored to your type of company, or upload your own original layout. Pick from paper stocks like matte, glossy, or uncoated. You can even upgrade to a unique touch like rounded corners. The choice is yours. The time is now. I said now, not cow, Farmer Tober. For a limited time only, get free shipping on all business cards in any quantity at Vistaprint.com with promo code 5353. That's promo code 5353 at Vistaprint.com. Vistaprint. Own the now.
Albuquerque's Lobo Station, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Top of the list, most disappointing NFL teams. It's not the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, they were a hot name. There was a lot of hype and expectations. Eagles, I don't think it's quite them. The Falcons, yeah, I swung a miss big time on the Falcons this year. Nope, it's still the L.A. Chargers. Yesterday, Minnesota goes in and beats them 39-10. No surprise that the Vikings won. Of course, the 10-win Minnesota Vikings now. But just how poorly Philip Rivers and the Chargers have played this season. So opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. JJ Buckhoser, Josh, our resident Chargers fan, over here. And Jeff's been on for the last few weeks, and it is one of the few texts I received from Jeff Siembieda over the weekend, and it had to do with Philip Rivers. 3 interceptions on the day. Of course, they're playing from behind, so is he trying to do a little bit too much? Sure. But it's been a turnover machine lately for Philip Rivers. And I figured the Chargers might sign him. We'd see maybe a 2-year deal, just get by, into the road, figure out what's next. But maybe what's next is going to be this offseason for the Chargers. Can you pay Philip Rivers? Do you just go into the year with Tyrod Taylor and then see what happens? After that, grab someone in the draft. It's that time for the Chargers. Are they going to be in the Teddy Bridgewater, Cam Newton market this offseason? But I think this year has hurt a lot of people and their paychecks. I don't think Melvin Gordon's getting that offer. We were talking about that in the break. I don't even think it's going to be a lower offer. I think they just might say, hey, Melvin, appreciate you. We'll see you later. Have Austin Eckler take over and throw some other young running backs in there. But the Chargers now 5-9 overall. To me, they are the most disappointing team in the NFL. You can talk about the hype with the Cleveland Browns. Like I said, the swing and miss. I don't know what I saw in the Falcons that I liked them so much in the preseason. I think it was the fact that they maybe played one game outside, and I figured Matt Ryan, that offense, would just score a lot of points and be playoff contention. Nope. But what did the Falcons do yesterday? They won in San Francisco. Julio Jones, a late touchdown catch. All it has to do is break the plane, and that is what the ball did as they won in San Francisco. That is one of the what-the-heck moments. It's sports. It happens. Caught him off guard. I still really like San Francisco, but, man, that's a frustrating one to lose that game at home, especially when now you have an 11-win Seattle team, an 11-win Green Bay team, and you miss that opportunity at home to handle the Falcons. That could come back to hurt them, but I still think they're going to win the division. I still do like them just a bit more than Seattle down the stretch. Yes, the most disappointing team in football to me is the Chargers this season, but it was a very significant Sunday across the board because the game I was paying a lot of attention to. It was bounced back and forth. Houston and Tennessee as those squads battling for the division. Houston now 9-5 as they were victorious over the Tennessee Titans in the early window, 24-21. Big moment in that game. Tennessee was in the red zone. A turnover, return, the interception all the way down to the other red zone. Then Houston gets on the board. They get out to an early 14-0 lead, and they hold on. I still think those are two solid football teams battling for the AFC South, but a big road win for Houston against Tennessee because now Houston has the one-game advantage and also will have home field advantage in Week 17 when these two teams meet up again. The Ryan Tannehill show, it's been fantastic. Out of nowhere, the rebirth of Ryan Tannehill, potentially the next franchise quarterback for the Titans. But Deshaun Watson, Houston Texans do just enough. And it's one of those teams you feel good about. You know, like Deshaun Watson, yeah, he's really good. Offensively, they can score points. But they get to the postseason, they're going to be a tough out. I think when you have a quarterback like Deshaun Watson who can do amazing things, it's interesting because you look at that 4-5 game, Houston-Buffalo, who do you like? I think Buffalo has the advantage defensively, but Deshaun Watson making some of those big-time plays. And Tennessee not out of it just yet either. But that was a fun one to watch. Jameis Winston, the curious case of Jameis Winston. He can put up the stats, over 400 yards, the touchdowns, but also the interceptions. And what's next with Jameis Winston? Who is he on the open market? Because he does have a higher ceiling than some of these other quarterbacks. He's explosive. He makes plays. But the turnovers, the record. If you're Tampa Bay, I don't think they invest in him. I don't think Jameis Winston is a $100 million quarterback for Tampa Bay.
No.
But is he Ryan Tannehill 2.0?
You mean where he's just good?
I'm talking about an organization that might be better across the board, takes a chance on him, and he flourishes. And it caught my attention over the weekend, and saw it on Twitter. Someone said, what would you think about Jameis Winston playing for the Indianapolis Colts? Now, initially, early in the season, we were all about Jacoby Brissett. Like, wow, he's such a solid guy. He's getting the job done. But what do you think about a quarterback with a higher ceiling than that offense? It's very intriguing.
Yeah.
It's something to watch out for.
Yeah, and I heard a lot of talk about just Jameis just being good because of those those interceptions that he throws. A lot of people do not think that he's that great quarterback that will get you to where you need to be. But I mean, you bring up a good point. Depending on a different team with maybe different weapons, and I don't know that there's going to be a coach out there that says I can clean him up, and hopefully they can do it.
Well, that is one to watch for in the offseason. But it is that time of year, and we had the benefit, the ability to take some tamales, courtesy of Posa Tamales from our holiday party, and I'm so excited. They're sitting in my freezer, and you know what? I'm probably going to have to order more And Jeff Posta is here from Posta's Tamales. Jeff, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you. I'm doing real good. Just kind of busy this time of the year.
I bet. And today is a big day for you guys because if people want their tamales and they want them by Christmas, today's the day.
Well, yeah,
Pretty
we still have about 9 days before Christmas. We'll be open all the way up to the 24th. We're taking large orders over the phone at 820-7672. But we've been trying to crank them out and trying to keep up with our orders. But we're doing good this year. My girls are working hard, and we'll be getting those tamales on your table for Christmas Eve.
Of course, you got the red, got the green, and you got the vegan options now. So you got everyone covered this holiday season.
Yeah, we do. And all four types: the red chili pork, the green chili chicken, the green chili cheese, and then what I call the vegan tamale, which is calabacita tamale. They do real well. They our red chili pork, of course, is the traditional, and that's what sells the most, and that's the one that started up the company. So.
Oh, they're great, and I know we're so excited. Have them in the freezer, just sitting there, our family, ready for the holidays. What is it about tamales that's just been the go-to thing? Like it's holiday season, it's Christmas, and you think tamales.
I think it all stems from families doing the tamale parties, the tamaleras that we are accustomed to doing during the holidays. All the women in my family, it was all the men and the women, sitting down making tamales, making sure that they're going to be ready, and it's a New Mexico tradition, that's for sure.
You said you still got a little bit of time, and once again, the phone number that people can call, and where else can they check you out?
Our phone number is 820-POSA, P-O-S-A, 820-7672, or SantaFeTamales.com. Come up to Santa Fe, and we'll treat you well.
Of course, you got tamales, but so much more as always. Jeff, appreciate you coming in, and tamales are fantastic, and enjoy the holidays, man. Happy holidays.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Check it out. Posta Tamales. It's what you got to have. A tradition unlike any other. A New Mexico tradition, enjoying the green chili, the red chili. And you see it right there, of course, on ProView Networks. You can check out the website, SantaFeTamales.com. It's tamale season. You want to get your orders in right now, but they also have so much more to get you hooked up year-round. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. Coming up at 9 a.m., we'll talk with Josh Sushan, the voice of UNM women's basketball. They're in action tonight against New Mexico State at home. It's 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock tip-off. He'll be alongside Nikki Hethroth-Lobato. But we have a ton to talk about. What's going on with the team? Some more news came out about the two players, but how are they going to handle this week? You got New Mexico State tonight, and then they play Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 3 days in a row with two players no longer on your roster. How are they going to respond? Got beat and went into Arizona State and took one. 84-47 loss on Saturday. And maybe we'll sneak in a baseball question as well, with the Ice Hopes taking home another award for their work with Copa de Diversión Mariachis last season, and some free agent signings. Marquee ones, new one, going to Arizona. Tons to get into. Of course, your calls 246-0610 or 1-888-922-0610. You can send your email at gag@610knml.com. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal.
Hey, the holiday time.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in.
This Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation.
Hot take Dougie should know better. Comes in screaming, holding up the front page of the Albuquerque Journal like, what city are we in? What city is this? Cowboys move the needle. We're in that market. Got the Cowboys, got the Broncos. Now the better headline probably would have been, Cardinals win! Cardinals win! Arizona 38, Cleveland 24. The Browns lose again. Is it crazy of me to be excited for a 4-win football team? I like the Cardinals. They've been underwhelming at times, but Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury, learning together, I think that team can be fun. I'm excited for the future. Kenyon Drake, 137 yards. Had a big day on the ground. That was one of the trades earlier this year. People just kind of like, what? Why are you trading a 6th-round pick for Kenyon Drake? Don't you have David Johnson? David Johnson been banged up a little bit, kind of fallen out of favor, and Drake's played well. Yeah, I'm excited for a 4-win football team. That is the Arizona Cardinals, defeating the Cleveland Browns, and more of the same. Freddie Kitchens is done. He's the Craig Neal of the NFL. It just didn't work. Got the opportunity. He was buddy with Baker Mayfield. They had their moments at the end of last season, like, yeah, we didn't finish in last place. We're 7-8-1. And it has not translated this year. Got into it on the sideline with Jarvis Landry, Freddie Kitchens, and he said after the game, quote, Jarvis is my kind of player as far as being fiery, and things happen. And it's not a big deal. I'm pretty sure it's not a big deal if you ask him. It's an emotional game. I don't know. Ask Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. how they feel about you right now. They might not like you. Baker struggled. That offense has struggled. He's going to be one and done. You don't want to be that team that keeps firing coaches, but I don't see it. I don't see a turnaround with Freddie Kitchens going into next year. And it's more of the same for the Cleveland Browns. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buckhoser, Josh holding it down on ProView Networks. Check us out, Comcast Channel 26, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Of course, bowl weeks, Jeff Siembieda just a little bit busy. San Diego State Central Michigan Saturday Dream Style Stadium noon kickoff. Very excited for that game. And we'll get into it throughout the week. Get some conversations. Of course, Rocky Long in town, Jim McElwain. Both those guys were great last week. It's actually the second time this year we talked with Jim McElwain because we caught up with him before Central Michigan played New Mexico State. So it should be fun. It's just good football. Two solid programs. Got the Aztecs and what they do defensively. They're not going to score a lot of points, but you're going to have trouble moving the football. And then Central Michigan, second half of the season, their offense came on. So it's a classic, really good offense versus really good defense. And what's going to move the needle there. And, of course, stay tuned throughout the week. We'll have more tickets to give away for you. But you know what? Just go get them. Go join us out there. We'll all be out there. really enjoying it, came back, just having some fun. And you need those moments. We're reminded, hey, this is fun. This is why you invest so much emotionally in these things. There's nothing on the line for me on Saturday other than just a good time at the bowl game. And you need those moments to reset. It was like Saturday, just being in the pit, the energy, the environment, the pit game. Now you had to feel that being out there on Saturday, Hoser.
Oh, man, I
just
certainly
a
did.
different feeling.
Yeah.
And Rick Wright wrote the column over the weekend, too, about New Mexico State playing twice. And these are the rivalries we see there in conference. Carolina, Duke, they're going to play 2 times a year. That's what you see with a lot of these. But for New Mexico State to commit to 2 games non-conference play, you have to. And it resonates. It matters. I'm glad they played twice. You get one in Cruces. You get one here. The environment in Las Cruces. You know that was that a Pan Am game? Can we call it a Pan Am game for them?
I don't know. Do they have those?
Well, they do when the Lobos show up.
No.
You know what matters for them? You get the trickle in of Lobo fans in Cruces, then you get sprinkled about, of course, at the pit. The Aggie fans, it's just a good time.
Well,
it's
and it's definitely bigger here, I think. I mean, I saw a tweet where Jeff Grammer was, showing the attendance of what you get here compared to Las Cruces. I don't know. It's not the,
you'd
it's not
expect
that it's a
just
smaller arena, is it? Or
population base. It
Okay,
should be
all right.
bigger.
All right.
There are more Aggies here too. When you mix it in with
and they
Lobos,
were out there. Yeah.
alumni, working, living life, Lobos, Aggies all over the place.
Right.
So it should be bigger, just population that attends these games. But you got the pop, and I like that they play twice. It matters. And it was another close game, and it's what I expected from New Mexico State. They don't have shooters, and that's not going to change. Like what will change when AJ Harris, their point guard, comes back is just better shots, like easier buckets. Or Corachea, McCants inside. I think those two struggled at times to finish. And the Lobos, they play inside out. They go to the post. Paul Ware addressed that. He said it's going to be hard for teams to defend them 40 minutes. We're going to go on Bragg, Manigault, Jaquan Lau off the drive. And that's where the game started to change. Not just defensively, when the Lobos started cleaning up the boards, forcing tougher possessions for New Mexico State midway through that second half, but they got the ball inside. They got to the foul line. They were 16-20 at the free throw line in the second half. Of course, closed down the stretch as well when they were getting fouled, going to the line. 17-17 for Carlton Bragg, dropping a birthday double-double, as he's been so good, a vocal point for this team. But I like the way they play. They're not reliant on three-point shooting. They're more adaptable, it feels like, this season across the board from Paul Weir to the roster. And Chris Jans said after the game that it was the style they wanted. They felt they had the game where they wanted it, but they had 13 second-half turnovers. And that, of course, is another area that A.J. Harris is really going to help them just control the basketball. And it was a combination. And you saw New Mexico State, maybe they were trying to do a little bit too much at times, combined with the Lobos' defense. You have those 13 second-half turnovers. They were not able to make plays down the stretch, and it was a frustrated Chris Jans. But this team, come WAC play, expect they're going to be fine. They might not run away from as many people as you're used to. Trevelyan Queen, he still is the pop on that roster. They need just the game to open up, and that's what A.J. Harris will do for them when he comes back. Jerome, you're on the opening drive. What's up, Jerome?
What's up, JJ? How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. What's up?
Hey, the Cowboys won, so that's a plus. The Aggies lost, that's a negative. But, we had too many stupid turnovers. And it wasn't the Lobos' defense. It was our bad passes, cross-court passes at people's feet. I mean, A.J. Harris can clean that stuff up a lot. But congratulations to the Lobos. They got the victory at home, which they should have gotten at home because they're at home playing, with in a packed place, which is always fun to see. But let's look at the overall big picture. We'll win the WAC. We'll make it to the NCAA tournament for, I think it's the 7th time in the last 8 years. The Lobos will go packing and probably make it to the CBI, the NIT, and maybe if they do make it to the NCAA tournament, then they can look forward to playing a Harvard and getting knocked out early in the first round. But congratulations on your victory against us on Saturday. I mean, you earned it. You made buckets. Carlton Bragg had a good game, and good luck the rest of the season. But we'll be playing in the NCAA tournament come March time. Later.
Jerome got in 246-0610, so he's all on board the Aggies doing it once again, getting to Vegas, winning the WAC tournament. I like this Lobo team, though. Maybe this is the style, the uncertain style. Fans like, I don't know if I want to buy in just yet. Do you play enough defense? Well, maybe this is the team. Then go on a run. Well, it sure as heck is a team that's going to compete with San Diego State and Utah State in the Mountain West. But it does come down a lot to Vegas. Utah State that lost to BYU over the weekend. They're 10-2, but it already feels like maybe they're out of the What am I talking?
The tournament?
No? At-large bid. There we go.
There you go.
It just escaped my mind. Now, San Diego State, the run they're on, can they be working themselves into potential at-large bid territory? And this be a two-bid league this year? A lot of work to be done. And whether you're Utah State, San Diego State, the Lobos, you want to do what you can to just get those wins. Got Grand Canyon, Houston Baptist upcoming. A few more weeks before you get back into January. Started conference play because those three teams started 2-0, and that's how important that first week was. It felt weird. It was different. But those three teams going 2-0 set the tone, tells you what you need to know about Mountain West play. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Sports Animal time is 8:42. Here's your final look at Monday morning's commute. Right now we have a minor accident northbound I-25 just before the
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in.
Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or DreamstyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
We smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Local Union 412. Find a career with benefits and not just a job at UA Local 412 Training Center. We are looking for plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC tech apprentices and journeymen.
Still waiting. No cherry smoke just yet from University of New Mexico. The next head football coach will be... We need to talk about that. Finally had some news come out over the weekend. Football Scoop, then Albuquerque Journal, and then everyone started to hear stuff about the next football coach. Of course, Danny Gonzalez, still a hot name. Curtis Looper, it looks like he faded out, maybe not in the running, and then a mystery candidate, and who may that be. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck, Hoser, Josh holding it down. ProView, Comcast Channel 26. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Of course, busy weekend. Lobos defeat the Aggies on the hardwood, 69-62. The women will run it back tonight. They host New Mexico State. We'll talk with Josh Shushan coming up at 9 a.m. Get back to the phones. Aaron, you're on the opening drive. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, JJ, you're doing a great job holding it down with Jeff out of town. Just wanted to say good job.
Appreciate that.
And also, I had a problem with Aggie fan calling up and bragging about how they're going to win their conference and go to the NCAA tournament. You're supposed to win that conference. That's like me calling up and saying, man, I dominated my son's third grade basketball league. Or Mike Trout calling up being like, I just dominated spring training against guys who are going to be bagging groceries next week. That is the worst basketball conference in the entire nation. You should win it. You should go to the NCAA tournament. And if you win a game or two in the NCAA tournament, then call up and talk trash. But don't call up and talk trash that you are beating competition that is way, way beneath your level. I just think that's below Aggie. If you can go below Aggie level, but they should definitely be taking it up a notch. Thanks. I'm out.
246-0610. Aaron got in. That's where Lance is up now. What's up, Lance?
One of the best calls I ever heard right there, Aaron. Right on, man. And I like you comparing like Finding the Pope with Cherry Smoke coming out. That was hilarious. You had me cracking up the whole time. Hey, little loser boy that just called in, little Aggie fan for over the years. If a team beats you twice in a few weeks, they're better than you. That's just it. I'm passing well, and all these little excuses, and we're going to win the Powder Puff League is what you're going to win. Yeah, and we got you in football, too, so we got the trifecta on you, and Jason, you little texter over there crying on your keyboard today. Yeah, we are the Lobos. We are back. We're dominant. We're going to go to the NCAA tournament. Oh, and this one's for you Aggie fans, you two that call in. Hold your ears, JJ.
Way to go, Lance. 246-0610, 1-888-922-0610. Hear from you. Lobos Aggies over the weekend. What you expect moving forward from both programs. We'll see it once again tonight as the women are in action. Lobos, New Mexico State. We'll talk with Josh Shushan coming up next. How can New Mexico get on track? A lot of stuff going on, not just on the scoreboard, but with the team. That is next. The opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal.
Sunday Night Football from the Steel City saw the visiting Bills secure a 17-10 win and a playoff berth thanks to a last-second interception as the Steelers look to force overtime. The Bills will face AFC East foes New England on Saturday, who will be in the postseason for an 11th straight year after a 34-13 win in Cincinnati. There's a new number one seed in the NFC. A Julio Jones touchdown with 2 ticks left gave the Falcons an upset.
Well, he also caught one, I think.
For the Niners. Pair that with Seattle's win over the Panthers, and the Seahawks are now the NFC's best. Both teams meet in Seattle in Week 17. The Cowboys ended a 3-game losing skid with a blowout 44-21 win over the Rams. Up next, a potential NFC East deciding game against the Eagles, who bested the Redskins 37-27 on Sunday. With the Rams' loss and a 21-13 win over the Bears at Lambeau, the Packers clinched a playoff berth. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive Little Blue Pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/joy. That's right, free. Zero copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. HIMS connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. HIMS makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to HIMS, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free online visit. forhims.com.
The Dan Patrick Show.
I just want to see football. I don't want it to be penalty, couple of plays, penalty, and that's what you had. And I'm not sure why the NFL would do that, where you go above and beyond the Call of Duty to call more.
You want me to record, Josh?
Obvious.
Well, it does not slow down for the women. Right back at it tonight. Lobos, New Mexico State, Dreamstyle Arena, the pit. You can hear that right here on the Sports Animal. 6:30, Josh Ushan, Nikki Heckroth Lobato with the coverage. It was a 84-47 loss for the women Saturday at Arizona State. A lot going on for this guy as well. From winter meetings right back into the grind that is college basketball. Josh Ushan joins us on the opening drive. JJ Buckhoser, Josh holding it down on ProView, and now Josh Ushan with us. Josh, what's up, man? How are you?
Good morning. Good to hear from you, JJ. Doing well. Busy, as you mentioned. Yes, but doing well.
So there's a lot to unpack. Let's just start with Saturday. for the women and that game and kind of just bouncing back real quickly with New Mexico State?
Yeah, well, they got humbled, no doubt about it, on Saturday. It felt like a game that in the first half, if they just could have hit a couple of threes, if they just could have hit a couple of shots, I thought that maybe they had a chance. They were down 9 at the half, even though they did not play well at all and did not make a single three-pointer. And so I'm thinking, okay, if they get hot, then maybe they can pull off an upset here. But Arizona State got really hot, and the Lobos never really woke up offensively. They didn't make a three-pointer the entire game, and then things kind of ran away from them, by the fourth quarter. Mike Bradbury, even admitted in the postgame show, look, that game Saturday started a stretch of 5 games in 7 days, and when you're down 15 to 20 points at that point, he decided, I need to rest some of my players, get some other people into the game, and start to look ahead. And so, yeah, like you mentioned, no time to feel sorry for yourself. Back at it today, and then games Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. This is a huge week for them.
No, Josh, you mentioned the rotation and trying to rest players, but it's changed. And it was a couple weeks ago, started conference play when Kenny Hawate and Najla Howe were no longer with the team, and it was kind of just made official by Bradbury in the media last week that they would not come back. How does that just affect them in just terms of rotation and what they have for this stretch of games over this week?
Yeah, I still don't know if we're going to know exactly how much it is going to impact them. But certainly you take 2 players who are averaging, 30 to 35 minutes per game, and we're averaging about 10 to 15 points per game. That's going to have an impact. Not to mention those are 2 fifth-year seniors, transfers, veteran players who have played a lot of basketball and know what it takes to win. And so that opens up the door for some very talented players who are basically freshmen. It means more playing time for Karina Carter. It means more playing time for Autumn Watts. And so, I don't know all the details. In fact, I know very, very few details about what happened and why. But certainly that's going to have an impact. But, again, it's an opportunity for other players. One thing about women's basketball is they have a lot of scholarships, and there's a lot of players who are not getting playing time. And so, maybe having fewer players means that more get to play, and maybe that leads to more cohesion. I don't know. I think that's going to be something that we're going to continue to track throughout the season. And this week could be a big week, and when you play 4 games in 5 days, about how much your depth being taken away from you hurts.
Talking with Josh Shushan, right now the voice of women's basketball. Got Lobos and Aggies tonight at Dreamstyle Arena. The Lobos victorious down in Las Cruces. It feels like this is a New Mexico State team in a bit of a transition year themselves. What are you expecting from tonight's game?
Yeah, so the Aggies are 3-7, although 2 of those 3 wins have been their most recent 2 games. They basically have 2 players who can really score, and the rest of the team really struggles offensively. In the first meeting in Las Cruces, those 2 players who can really score both got into foul trouble in the second quarter and came out, and the Lobos just basically ran away from the Aggies when those 2 were on the bench in foul trouble. Once the Aggies get into WAC, it'll be a much different scenario for them because, to be very candid, it's just not a good conference. So they've got a chance to win another regular season title and win another conference tournament title and go to the NCAA tournament. But you look at what they've done non-conference, they have. It's not like they've played like this loaded schedule of a bunch of top 25 teams. So, yeah, I think transition year is a good way to phrase things, although, look, Gia Pack is phenomenal. She averages about 20 points per game, but she's a senior. And so she basically has the license to do whatever she can on the floor to score, but they're really going to miss her next year. So, yes, transition year, but also, next year they're going to be hurting without her.
I'm with Josh Shushan. Josh, this is a week you don't expect to see. You're like, wait, there's 4 games in 5 days, but it is the Lobo Invitational, Providence, Loyola Marymount, Ball State, all back-to-back Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Where's the confidence of this basketball team right now?
No, that's a really good question, and I think that this is an important week to get the mojo back. You start 6-0, and now you've lost 4 out of 5. Although you look at those 4 losses, West Virginia was ranked at the time, Boise State, defending league champion, favored to win the title again. Wyoming, year in and year out, always one of the upper echelon teams in the Mountain West. And then you play Arizona State, which was ranked. They're not ranked now. That Arizona State team is the best team that we've seen by far. So all 4 of the losses have come against teams that are in the top 25, knocking on the door, or a perennial contender in the Mountain West. Nonetheless, you still lost 4 of the last 5. And so now you look at this week. Now keep in mind, because of the way that the Mountain West is playing its tournament 1 week earlier, that means all of your non-conference has to get compacted into a shorter amount of time because you have that 1 week of conference games. And also because the Lobo Invitational is an exempt tournament this year, that means you play 3 games, and it only counts as 2, and then you're allowed to have one more game that is against a non-Division I opponent. So Lobos will play 31 regular season games instead of the usual 29. And so you add 2 extra games plus having to jam all of these games into a consolidated amount of time because of the conference tournament, and that's what leads to playing so many games in a row in a short amount of time. So here we go, 4 games in 5 days, and then you got an 11-day layoff over Christmas before the conference season begins. And so, look, the game they're playing Wednesday is against Providence. That was a very good team from the Big East. The other 3 games are winnable. I think at minimum you need to go 3-1, and if you can beat Providence on Wednesday, then you really got a chance to reestablish yourself as a premier team in the country and really get your confidence back.
Talking with Josh Shushan. Josh, 4th year for Mike Bradbury. So he's got his players in. He's implemented his style. You mentioned, it's an opportunity now for the freshmen. Watts and Carter specifically to get some opportunity now. Where is this team talent-wise, and where do you think it is in terms of what he wants it to be now, year 4?
Yeah, there's a lot of talent on this team, and he's able to not just bring in talent, but talent that fits his type of philosophy, which is up-tempo. He can bring in a post player like Shai Magruder, who may not be 6'4" and the classic center who's going to, set up on the low block and throw the ball into her and let her go to work. Okay, so that's not her game, but she had 8 steals in a game because she's so quick in reading passing lanes and breakaway layups, and her ability to block shots and run the floor. There's usually once or twice a game where she just beats the other post player down the floor and gets a pass and catches it in stride and lays it in. And those are the types of players that he wants. Certainly you love players like Jason Nunn, last year's Conference Player of the Year, who can set up on the low block and just feed the ball into the post. And even with double teams and triple teams, she's still scoring a lot. But he's able to get a lot of guards on the wings, a lot of players who can shoot threes, players who can run. And talking with players on this year's team, another one's like Jordan Hosey. She knew nothing about New Mexico when she was transferring from Texas, but she just knew, I'm a player who's got some athleticism and some speed. Being a post player, this is a style that's going to fit my game. And I think that Jordan Hosey's been a great addition with her ability to rebound offensively, run the floor, play solid defense. He's getting the talent that fits his style, and so I think that's a really good thing.
All right, Josh, before we let you go, got to sneak in some baseball. Winter meetings, of course, congratulations again to the Isotopes, the Mariachis, another hit what they're doing in minor league baseball. But what was it like that the winter meetings this year, they were actually handing out money? These teams are signing folks left and right.
Yeah, it's weird. This year's winter meetings, the minor league side and the major league side were separated by about a mile in terms of the hotel, which was planned well in advance, but considering the acrimony between those two organizations these days, it kind of became symbolic of what's going on with those two, but that's another story. I'm just excited that there's actual news, that players are signing, that we've got trades, even when you're scratching your head going, really? That's all I got for Corey Kluber? 28 other teams thinking, really? We could have matched that. We could have done better than that. But I'm just glad that there's actual news that's being made, that free agents are signing. And now that all the big top free agents have signed, I hope that opens up, the doors for the middle class, by baseball standards, the middle class of free agents to get signed. I'm still hoping that the Rockies can finally do something and see if we can have something to look forward to there. But yeah, it's being in San Diego where the weather is amazing and everyone's got a smile on their face and accepting awards, and then you check your phone and a mile away some dude signed for $300 million. It was a good, fun week, and hopefully there's a lot more news coming out of baseball over the next couple of weeks as well.
Absolutely, and we'll be talking much more about that, but of course, Lady Lobos women's basketball back in action tonight, New Mexico State, 6:30 right here. Here, Josh Shushan and Nikki Hector-Rothlobato. Josh, as always, man, appreciate the time and enjoy tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, JJ. Appreciate you having me on.
Josh Shushan. Hear him tonight as the women are back in action against New Mexico State. 4 games in 5 days.
Well, that's a busy week.
Big week for Mike Bradbury and his basketball team. It's the opening drive for you on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40.
You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company. Come on in.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or DreamstyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
I think we're close to hearing a new manager for the Albuquerque Isotopes as well. There's winter meetings last week. Touched on it with Josh Shishan, voice of women's basketball and the Isotopes right here on the Sports Animal. He was in San Diego as, once again, the Isotopes are the Mariachis were selected as the winner of minor league baseball's Copa de la Virgen. Of course, the second year in a row, the Mariachis have took home the title for minor league baseball. Is doing. It is a fantastic promotion. It is one of the best logos around. The color scheme is fantastic. Nice soups keep on rolling, and we'll see shortly who the manager of that squad will be. And as Josh mentioned, what are the Rockies going to be doing in the offseason? They definitely need to look at that bullpen, maybe move some arms around. Dudes they thought could be starters, possibly time to go to the pin. But some news yesterday in Major League Baseball. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck, Hoser, Josh holding me down on ProView. Check us out, Comcast Channel 26 on Facebook, Twitter, and the YouTube. Well, Corey Kluber, former Cy Young winner, was traded from Cleveland to Texas. The Rangers going in with starting pitching. We saw Madison Bumgarner sign a 5-year, $85 million deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks because that's what Arizona does. They sign a top player from a team in the division. It was Zach Greinke a few years back. They don't quite live up to their expectations, and then they trade him. And I think the same thing's going to happen to Madison Bumgarner. I thought Mad Bum would be great to just slide over to another division rival in the Dodgers and be the number 2 starter there. Take a little bit of pressure off Clayton Kershaw as Walker Buehler continues to round into the ace of that staff. But he's going to Arizona. Kluber to the Rangers. Of course, Anthony Rendon went to Cali, but he went to the Angels. And Rendon talked about maybe the Hollywood lifestyle just wasn't for him. And that's a decision you can make when you got a World Series ring, which he did. The Nationals. He's going to go hang out with Mike Trout in that lineup. I really like that signing for the Angels. But a lot of people worried about the Dodgers. They're fine. They're still going to win that division. They still got all the money. They have the talent. Some of the big pitching news over the weekend in Major League Baseball. Quan's Auto Care hotline is 246-0610, 1-888-922-0610. You can send an email, jj@610knml.com. Good conversation with Josh Shushan, because this is a crazy week. We look down at the schedule like, wait, the women play Wednesday, and then they play Thursday, and then they play Friday in the Global Invitational with New Mexico State tonight, and that's with 2 players not on the team anymore, so that affects your depth. Young players are really going to have to step up and play a lot of minutes. I know it's someone else here in studio has got a big week dealing with all those games as well. You can check them out on the Mountain West Network, but a lot of work to be done this week for the women. You can hear that tonight right here on The Sports Animal. Also from the weekend, the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to mess around and win a playoff game. I think they're going to do it. Now, I believe San Francisco is going to win the NFC West, so it will be Dallas and Seattle. And that wild card game, I think Dallas can win a higher scoring game against the Seahawks. And San Francisco, I still think, is a better team. And if somehow Seattle still wins that division, I think San Francisco would beat the Dallas Cowboys. But Seattle yesterday, you don't want to overanalyze it. They go on the road, cross country, 30-24 win over Carolina. They did control that game. Kyle Allen turned the football over a ton. Once again, Seattle was without 4 starters on their defense. So it's understandable. They went cross-country, won a road game, handled their business. I still think that's the team that Dallas wants to see. Yeah. If it's between San Francisco or Seattle, as good as Russell Wilson is, as awesome as he can be, I'd rather play them if I'm the Cowboys in San Francisco.
Now, I did hear some other talking heads mentioning that if Dallas possibly wins maybe 2 playoff games, that you might see Garrett back again.
Yeah.
So that's more than messing around right there.
That's more than messing around. That's messing up the whole franchise. That's what we call that. Winning 2 playoff games, that's messing up the franchise. If they get to the playoffs, they win the division, I think they're better than Philadelphia. There's just nothing left. But what Carson Wentz did in the fourth quarter, 11 for 11, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns, that's what a good quarterback does, even though he has no one left to throw to. To come back and beat Washington as it did yesterday. Dallas convincing 44-21. What happened? Where did that come from?
What's that? That
just the total domination of the Rams.
It's what it's been up and down, and they kind of use the same game plan.
Just
the
lead
Rams,
you on.
Yeah, well, yeah, it could be fool's gold, or
that's the Cowboys. Just keep you on the edge.
The beginning of something great. Maybe this is the beginning of that run. So I don't know, as Cowboy fans, how do we feel, moving forward? Mm-hmm. Do we want the success and then maybe take that chance to have Garrett come back? Or, do we just say, hey, just
or just lose to the Eagles in Philadelphia this week and not go to the playoffs.
That would
that's what it is.
awful.
I think even if they go to the postseason and win a game, Jason Garrett's done. I think that has ran its course. And even Jerry Jones, as much as we talk, and we've been back and forth, and is there too much noise, and his post-game press conferences, distraction this, distraction that, I think it's time. But what level of coach are they going to bring in? Urban Meyer was hanging out in Washington, watching Dwayne Haskins, Terry McLaurin, two Ohio State guys, two rookies on Washington, have a fantastic day themselves.
And there's another team that might be looking for a coach, right?
They are looking for a coach. They have an interim coach right now.
Oh, that's true, yes.
Luke Callahan. Is Urban Meyer, well, he's the name, just how would he transition to the NFL? I think Urban Meyer is just enjoying being sought after, being the guy that's showing up. Because, yes, you could say, hey, I'm here supporting Haskins and McLaurin, Ohio State guys, here for you. But, Dan Snyder was back there going, what's up, Urban? What do you think of this place? This could all be yours.
So you think Urban is...
And then I'm sure Jerry Jones might have sent him a text message, like, Urban, just thinking about you. Did you see what we did today? I know you like Zeke, Ohio State.
Yeah.
So Urban Meyer is a hot name. Everyone knows it. But just how legit a candidate he'll be in the offseason, that's to be determined at this point in time. But there's just something about that. The 8-8 Dallas Cowboys, they'll keep you around. The 8-8 Cowboys, keeping Jason Garrett around. Good enough to win that division and beat Philadelphia because that's not all that good right now. But what you saw yesterday is why I can't quit them. Just that talent, that explosion. I think that could be a shootout if it's Seattle. Now, San Francisco, I just don't see it. I still think San Francisco and New Orleans are cut above. And then it's Seattle, and then you start questioning, all right, Aaron Rodgers is good, but he hasn't been great. It was a tough game at home. Bears playing better defensively. The Bears, the last two raw comes up short. By the way, did you see the end of that game? And that play that was just 5 yards short of scoring and then setting up a 2-point opportunity to tie that game with all the laterals the Bears threw out there. Trubisky kind of getting enough life. It feels like Bears fans, the last few weeks, they've been more aggressive, pushing the football downfield. Now, they only scored 13 points. But all of a sudden, there's a little bit better feeling about Mitchell Trubisky the last few weeks than there has been. But you look at the NFC. Minnesota handling their business, putting away the Chargers. No one trusts Kirk Cousins. Dalvin Cook got hurt. But it's a 10-win team. Still fighting outside chance, maybe. Could they get that division? I have to look at the standings. And then, of course, Seattle. I think it's pretty good. I think it's still New Orleans, San Francisco, ... Seattle, ... Green Bay, Minnesota, Dallas. But all you got to do is mess around, get to the playoffs, and who knows what can happen. Because for the last 5 teams that are 500 or worse, a game under, have won that game. That have won the division, played in the playoffs, have won that game. But it's a different beast if San Francisco somehow comes to town. I think you want to see Seattle if you're Dallas. And it's not a cakewalk. Because as we've seen, Aaron Rodgers has gone into Dallas and hit some pretty amazing throws, and Russell Wilson can do the same exact thing. Quan's Auto Care Hotline is 246-0610 and 1-888-922-0610. You can email jj@610candamel.com. Bowl week. Get you plenty of nuggets throughout the week as we get ready for San Diego State, Central Michigan. Saturday, Dreamstyle Stadium. Noon kickoff. We'll have your tickets, but get them. Join us out there. We'll be out there. Have the crew, have the family. Just enjoy the day. Good football, 2 good teams. Should just be a fun atmosphere out there for the New Mexico Bowl. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company. Come on in.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination.
The first net rankings of the college basketball season were revealed this morning. It's the second year of existence for the net rankings. And what's taken over, you used to hear about RPI and strength of schedule, where they tried to do the quadrant system. So now you've heard about quad 1, 2, 3, 4 wins and losses, strength of schedule, all those things. They've tried to just bring it together, put one metric out there, put it on these team sheets, So at least have a little better idea of what the committee is looking at, how they're ranking the teams. And it's so tough. 300 some odd Division I basketball teams and trying to put them against each other. And this is what you got to do. You got to rank them. Where did the Lobos come out? Where did the top teams in the Mountain West come out in the net rankings? It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. JJ Buckhoser, Josh holding it down on ProView Networks, Comcast Channel 26. On the Facebook, Twitter, YouTube as well. You can view us there. Of course, Lobos victorious 69-62 over the Aggies on Saturday. They are now 10-2 on the season, and not too shabby. New Mexico 57 in the net rankings. New Mexico State 108. Big thing that jumped out to me, San Diego State's 3. So we got Ohio State, Kansas, San Diego State. What the Aztecs have done right now, undefeated, 10-0 on the season. They're putting themselves an at-large resume together. And that was the question, could there be another team? Utah State, they come in at 37. They had the loss to BYU over this past weekend. They're still in a pretty good place. And these are the 3 teams that will be fighting for the Mountain West Conference. So Lobos are much better in the net rankings than they were early in, say, Kim Palm start the season. But Kim Palm will adjust as the season goes on because I guess there's a few more preseason things that are associated with the Kim Palm rankings than in the net rankings, which is just boom, here we go. To this point in time, Ohio State, now they lost to Minnesota over the weekend, but they will be the number 1 team in the country because number 1, that just keeps rotating. College basketball, it's good, but there's not a wow team right now. You're going to see these teams beating each other up all season long. Gonzaga, Arizona was a really good game over the weekend. Gonzaga wins at Arizona 84-80. Mark Few after the game said that this is what college basketball needs, more of these true road games. I absolutely agree. You got to sprinkle those in, of course, with all the tournament action that we see. But the net rankings, the first one for men's basketball came out this morning. The Lobos come in at 57, the Aztecs at 3, Utah State at 37. That's it. That's your 3-team Mountain West and potentially an at-large resume being built for the Aztecs. Lobos right back at it tomorrow. Grand Canyon comes to town. Team talk a lot, do less. We'll see Dan Marley and his squad on the floor. We'll dive into that tomorrow. Big one tonight for the women. Can they bounce back? I'm talking with Josh Shushan at the top of the hour, voice of UNM women's basketball. He'll be alongside Nikki Heck-Roth-Lobato tonight, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock tip out there at Dream Style Arena, the Pit. Tough one. Arizona State swamped them, and Josh said, that's the best team they've played to this point in the season, and they beat Missouri and Cancun. They came back the next day, lost to a ranked West Virginia team by 13, but then you had some of the fallout with 2 players, Brady, Kennedy Hawate, Najla Howe, not on the team anymore. How does that affect their depth, especially 5 games in 4 days? So they need a response. Those losses were frustrating, but they weren't bad in terms of the way they played. An overtime loss at Boise State, coming home, not, as Mike Bradbury said, not having a lot of energy in the loss to Wyoming. But Saturday was the first time that was reality check. That was the Auburn game for the Lobos. You're like, wow, what just happened there? So how do you bounce back? Just boom, Monday night. And then the Lobo Invitational, where it's Providence, Loyola Marymount, Ball State, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, back to back to back, out there at Dream Style Arena in the Pit. And you can hear that right here on the Sports Animal. Juan's Auto Care Hotline is 246-0610, 1-888-922-0610. You can email JJ at 610candamel.com. Also yesterday, big news, Jay Glazer, Fox Sports, he had the footage. He had the Bengals security footage as they were addressing the Do Your Job film crew 2 weeks ago as, allegedly, the Do Your Job crew, New England Patriots, it's a web series they do. They were doing a story on the Advanced Scout. And the Advanced Scout was, of course, Bengals game, because that was the next week's opponent. What we saw yesterday, Bengals and Patriots. Well, they were reviewing the footage when the crew was being questioned by Cincinnati security. Like, what are you guys doing? Do you see this? It's a shot of the sidelines. It's a shot of their substitutions. And what caught my attention in the video was how quickly one of the Patriots staffers, because it's a staffer, they're doing a series for the Patriots, said, I'll delete the footage. When they were being questioned by the Bengals security, they were looking at the footage they were filming. Bengals like, dude, this is just minutes and minutes of the sideline. Like, where's the advanced scout? What are you doing? Like, this isn't just B-roll. This is specifically of the Bengals sideline. And the Patriots staffer, he's like, I'll delete it. No big deal. I'll delete it right now. That jumps out to me because they know they stepped in it. And they kept saying, oh, we didn't know. We weren't sure what we were supposed to do. You're working in an official capacity for an NFL team, filming at an NFL game. You absolutely know what you're supposed to do. Was this sanctioned by Bill Belichick? I don't know if we're ever going to get to that point because this is good plausible deniability. Say it's a craft film crew doing a web series. It's there. They've done it before. But I don't buy it for a second that this wasn't some shady thing going on by the New England Patriots. I don't buy it for a second. And you wonder, well, it's the Bengals. Why did they have to do that? And that you saw Terry Bradshaw, you saw Jimmy Johnson. Those guys just could not wrap their head around it. Like, why would Bill Belichick be that stupid? This is just advanced scout stuff. No, he can't do that. Because they've done it before. And if you're a guy that's pushing the envelope, you're a team that pushes the edge, that lives on that line, you're going to keep doing it. And if you're going to do it for one team, you're going to do it for everyone. You're not just going to pick and choose. Well, we think we can beat this team. This is steroids in baseball. Like, the Patriots don't win at a high clip just because of Spygate. Like, Barry Bonds, now he might have hit more home runs, but Barry Bonds isn't a great player just because of steroids. Like, you have to be good, and then you get that edge. And that was the Patriots. Like, they were good, but they felt they needed an edge. You know, they need to do those things along the boundaries. How to straddle that fence. And it's just, here we go again. Because you're not taking away the Super Bowls. Like, those plays were made. You get to the postseason, what happens? The Patriots get to the AFC Championship game, most of the time the Super Bowl. But it's just, why? And why you do it? Because if it's something you do, you're just going to continue to do it. So in this case, is anything going to come down on Bill Belichick? There's probably enough distance to where it doesn't. But the Patriots are going to get in trouble as a franchise. It's going to be another fine. And I don't know if it's going to get to Spygate level, where we saw a draft pick. I think it was $500,000 fine to Bill Belichick. Like, I don't think they're going to be able to pin this directly on him. But they're pinning it on the Patriots. Like, they made a mistake. They got caught. And it's just one that, hey, more of the same. Whatever side you come down on. If you're you're a Patriots fan, and fly that flag, be like, whatever, no one can beat us anyway. And if you're anti-Patriot, to say, hey, look, they did it again. And I think something shady was going on. I think this is probably a little bit more than just a web series. Was it directly from Belichick? I don't think we're ever going to be able to pin it on him, but it's something shady. I don't buy it. I don't believe what the Patriots are trying to sell. They got caught in that footage. It really does say a lot when you immediately hear the two Kraft Productions, do your job, guys. One of them goes, I'll delete it, because he knows that they stepped in it. So we'll see what the league comes down with. But that came out yesterday. Jay Glazer, Fox Sports, had that video, and it said a lot, too. Listening to the football guys talk about it, then everyone else going, oh. It's not necessarily Bill Belichick being that dumb. It's just doing what you do. You do it for so long, you get accustomed to it. It's opening drive here at 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. Back in 2000, the morning after USC's Carson Palmer won the Heisman Trophy, I handed him a Bengals helmet on the NFL Today. Sure enough, he was picked first overall by said Cincinnati. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of reliving that moment by presenting a Bengals helmet to Joe Burrow of LSU. He was a good sport about it, saying that while his ultimate goal is to play in the NFL, he has 2 more games he wants to win for Coach Ed Orgeron, LSU, and the state of Louisiana. The 23-year-old Ohio State graduate, who transferred to LSU rather than backup Dwayne Haskins, won his Heisman Saturday night in a historic landslide, beating O.J. Simpson's 1968 record for margin of victory and Troy Smith's 2006 record for percentage of number 1 votes. He's a great kid, folks, who will be a terrific NFL quarterback. I'm Boomer Esiason.
If you've ever had a sore throat, you know you want something to immediately soothe it. These Vicks VapoCool sore throat drops are so powerful, they'll soothe it, cool it, vaporize it. Pow! They're not like those candy cough drops, so try them out. Vicks VapoCool sore throat drops to vaporize sore throat pain. Use as directed.
In search of a battery that won't let you down, even in the lowest temperatures? We've got you covered at America's #1 battery destination. At AutoZone, we have the proven tough Duralast batteries you need to drive with peace of mind this winter. They're tested in extreme conditions, which means you can count on them to deliver when you need them most. Stop in today or visit AutoZone.com, and we'll help you find the start you're looking for. Based on data from the MPD Group Incorporated, Car Care Track 12 months ending December 2018.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. These Vicks VapoCool drops are so powerful, when you've got a sore throat, they'll soothe it, cool it, vaporize it, pow! They're not like candy cough drops, so try them out. Vicks VapoCool sore throat drops to vaporize sore throat pain. Use as directed.
The Jim Rome Show.
The sports animal has been in existence a quarter of a century. This radio station is so amazing. I have been on that station 25 years. I'm really, really grateful for that. Really thankful for that. Albuquerque is an incredible jungle market.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays at 10, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Happy holiday deals from Target. Our most joyful deals of the season mean you save more across the whole store. Right now, save on hundreds of last-minute gifts, up to $300 on Samsung TVs, up to 50% on toys, and sweaters starting at 30% off. Target stores are open until 10 p.m. through Christmas Eve. But why wait? Make Target your first stop for last-minute gifts. Now through Christmas Eve and only at Target. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
When Allstate agents and employees go to work every day, their #1 priority is protecting what matters most to you. For military veterans, that instinct to protect also comes naturally. No wonder thousands of veterans build good careers with Allstate. And now, Allstate is ranked the #1 employer on the 2020 Military Friendly Employers list. You're in good hands with Allstate.
For career opportunities or to get a quote, contact Allstate today. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Do you love football? Then get with the program and get down to Hooters to catch the game, crazy good wings, ice cold beer, and the best fans on the planet. You love wings. You love ice cold beer. And who doesn't love the world famous Hooters girls? All the games, all season. Hooters.
Catch all the games at Hooters and enjoy great specials like a draft beer and 10 boneless wings for only $10. Served up by the world-famous Hooters girls.
There are 3 simple words for holiday time. Ooh, ah, jewelry. Every woman wants to open a box with a gift that dazzles her and makes her say, ooh, ah, like a perfect diamond necklace, a colorful faceted bracelet, a classic pair of earrings, or a spectacular engagement ring. They have it this holiday, and gift wrapping is always free. Ooh, ah, jewelry. 110 Amherst Southeast in the historic Nob Hill Business Center. Voted Best Casual Jewelry in Albuquerque, the magazine, 11 years running. Ooh, ah, jewelry, where you find something for everyone.
Hey, it's Michael Carlisle. By now, you've probably seen commercials from national companies that promote 100% online mortgage loan with no human interaction. Don't fall for it. I suggest you call Ben Lucero at Indigo Mortgage instead. On the surface, an online mortgage loan might sound easy, but applying for a mortgage isn't like buying a new pair of shoes. You're a real person making a real decision on the biggest financial transaction of your life. You gotta ask, is the real person for the 100% online lenders for the benefit of you, the consumer, or for them, the company? Mortgages are very complex and more than just plugging numbers in and locking in a rate. You might have questions, and have a friendly, caring professional is the only way to get the answers you need. You're not a transaction, you're a person. Nobody cares more about your mortgage loan than Ben Lucero and his team at Indigo Mortgage. Call him at 836-5700 or visit him at indigomortgage.net. A local lender who wants what's best for you, 836-5700.
NMLS 188348.
You know when you gotta be somewhere, it's like really urgent. You don't want to do it over the phone. Some things just can't be said with an LOL or an OMG. Some things just need to be done IRL. So you get in your Nissan Altima and drive. Feel the VC turbo engine instantly react to give you more power and efficiency, so you can get where you need to go.
Hey, Eric. What are you doing here?
Like
Huh?
your social post. I liked it.
Oh, thank you. There's a button for that, right?
I do.
The Nissan Altima, now offering the most tech-advanced engine in its class. This is tech that helps you be there. This is Nissan Intelligent Mobility. Auto-Pacific segmentation. 2020 Altima Platinum versus latest in-market competitors in the premium midsize class. Available feature. World's first production variable compression turbo engine launched by Nissan Motor Company Limited in 2018.
Catch the Sports Bar with Michael Carlisle and Mike Trujillo. Local talk today at 3, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
So it wasn't the Browns that hot take Dougie all up in arms. It was the front page of the paper? What?
I got a bone to pick with the Albuquerque Journal today. Listen, I understand. I've lived here a few years now. I understand that the Broncos and the Cowboys, and to a much lesser extent, the Cardinals are the teams that people here from Albuquerque root for. But when I pick up the sports page and I read not only a headline of the Cowboys, but that's more like it. Cowboys throttle Rams. Showdown with the Eagles next. What city is this? Is this Dallas? Do we live in Dallas? Do we live in Dallas? We live in Albuquerque.
We don't, yeah.
Well, this is a headline written openly, as this is our team. Because
headline.
we're all Cowboy fans,
Well, the
right?
most important thing that Ned James always points out is that it makes Albuquerque streets a lot safer when the Cowboys win. So maybe that's why we got the
Yeah, what was the news like yesterday?
No crime. Hey,
I don't mind the Cowboy game being the headline game on there, but that's more like it, as if we're all together on being fans of the Cowboys.
I should have been a headline writer. Because you never get the blame. Like the person who the person who writes the article doesn't write the headlines. We have no idea who writes it. You can just spout off, move on. It's wonderful. But yes, front page news: Dallas Cowboys. The game though, that was unexpected.
I have a hard time believing what happened in that game.
The way they dominated from the get-go.
Especially when you thought the Rams were starting to get their stuff together again, or so it seemed.
And that is why I look at that team. I can't quit them. The Jerry Jones, this and that. But they're in the division of misfit teams. Like Philadelphia, there's just nothing left. Carson Wentz is good because you saw what he was able to do in the fourth quarter. It was a sluggish game. He wasn't playing well, but he makes enough plays. Cowboys are still a better team.
Wasn't it less than 2 years ago that was the MVP?
It was.
Carson Wentz. He's the best.
Still think he's talented. There's just nothing left. Like he's throwing to Zach Ertz and no one else on that team. But
too bad Jeff's not here to talk about the Rams.
Oh, yeah, how'd that work out? Ram it. The other way around. Just ram it. My goodness.
Yeah, lose that bad. This is the Dallas team that lost to the Jets, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah. That happened. Adam Gase and the Jets.
I think this is just one of those aberration games, honestly, for the Cowboys. They played great. The Rams played badly. It's the one good game. I'm sure Cowboy fans are going to be all excited, and then we'll see what they do next.
Well, they are. And it's why Jerry Jones will keep saying, we have Super Bowl talent. This is who we are. We can play like this. It just keeps stringing everyone along.
But, I have to say, it's not just Albuquerque. It does bother me that it's in the paper like this, but my whole life, the Dallas Cowboys are always viewed nationwide. After your local team, that's the team most likely to be mentioned next. Them or the Patriots. And it's torture. My whole life, all of this.
Well, and going to the team that you do follow, though, you weren't surprised, so you were in a much better mood.
I knew
this is what happens. They're going to lose to the Cardinals.
Every game this season where I had some hope of something happening, first game of the season, the first time I played the Rams, hey, we can get to 500 if we win this week. They've lost every week, so we would have been at 500 if we'd have beaten the Cardinals. I knew we'd lose to the Cardinals.
Is it weird that I'm excited about a foreign football team? Like, I'm actually looking forward to what next year, like Cliff Kingsbury, Kyler Murray, what they could do.
That's a team that you can get behind and be excited about. And I got to admit, I thought they'd be terrible this season. I actually thought Kyler Murray was going to be at best mediocre. I thought he might flame out. Couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I like what they have in store. But we're also talking about the end of San Francisco, Atlanta. What a play! All it has to do is break the plane.
I've never seen anything that close, both with distance and time. Literally the last second of the game, a quarter inch over. That was as close as it could be. Did you think he scored? Like, to me, I thought he absolutely scored.
Yeah, in real time, it's bang bang, but all it has to do is it doesn't have fully cross like it does in other sports. So it was right there, and then I was actually listening to the call here on the Sports Animal, and that was the first thing I said. Like, my gosh, he scored. he caught that and he scored it. And that's one of those moments where could this really come back and hurt San Francisco? Possibly.
Well, as far as the standings and playoff position, yes.
It may be just being the number 1 overall seed, even with that win they have.
Don't you think it was a bit of a letdown game?
It was absolutely a huge letdown game. But I still like them over Seattle. There's just still something about Seattle.
Oh, definitely.
That I believe 49ers can win that division. That's why if Dallas messes around and it's Dallas-Seattle, Cowboys hosting that game, that's why I think it could get crazy.
It could. The NFC is unbelievable. Yeah. I think the top 4 NFC teams all better than the AFC teams, honestly. Yeah. Well, okay, except with the potential exception of the Ravens, but we'll see.
Yeah, to me, it's in the NFC, it's still New Orleans, San Francisco cut above the rest, and it's kind of what you feel. And like, you still have Aaron Rodgers. He hasn't been great. They've been good, but they haven't wowed you yet to this point.
That's the least team with the best record that I can think of.
Have
they looked good? Have they ever really impressed you, the Green Bay this season?
No, they're just getting by. And
they're getting by and winning the game.
It's like the Buffalo Bills.
Yes, exactly. They're just good enough to win these close games all the time.
They just have the great quarterback, so there's the extra belief in a team like Aaron Rodgers. You get to the postseason.
I can get behind the Bills big time with that because there's something about winning these ugly games, 19-13, 17-10, 14-10. Like winning, you can say sometimes, oh, that was ugly, we looked bad, but we won. But if you look bad and win regularly, that becomes a habit. That shows something about your team.
Yeah, and defensively, they're good.
Yes, they can stay with anybody. They're a good wild card.
To make Duck look like a duck. I get it.
Are they playing the Patriots this week again, or is it until the final game?
It's one of the next.
Yeah, one of the next two.
Yeah, but they locked it. That's still open there, but I think they need the Patriots to lose Miami, which isn't going to happen. So.
How long has it been since somebody won the division other than the Patriots? 2009?
Double-digit years. Well,
it was the year the Jets.
When Matt Castle took over, because they still won like 10 games, but they missed out.
No, didn't they win 11? No, they were 10-6. You're right.
11-5, 10-6, and I think that was the last year. Tom Brady's knee.
Can you imagine anything better than the Bills beating the Patriots or taking that division, or beating them in the playoffs? That'd be the sweetest thing ever.
Them. Especially because here we go again with the New England Patriots.
Yeah, that's like it. Now, as a Browns fan, I how can you not root for any team like the Bills? To me, any team like that, come on. If it's not your team, how can you not get behind a team like the Bills who have that sad history?
The wagons.
Yeah, nope. Oh, that's right. Nobody circles the wagons like the Bills.
Yeah, and that's a team that they're going to be just a tough out. Josh Allen, you kind of I like him a little bit, but then he makes those throws you're unsure of. But he fits. He feels like a Buffalo Bills quarterback just for this team.
I don't know. I've always had this idea about quarterbacks that obviously you want the guys, the best accurate passer. You want a leader. You need a guy that the team. The most intangible thing I think is important with the quarterback is a team has to believe this guy's going to get it done, and he has some weird intangible. Allen, like to me, he doesn't look good, but you feel like he'll do some shovel pass or run, or he'll do something to get the team to win. It seems like the team is starting to believe.
Yeah, there's a confidence in him, no doubt about it. A 10-win Buffalo Bills team. I'll take Dougie dropping it. Final segment, like it's hot.
Anytime, happy to be here.
Check him out. Magic, the holiday season over there, loving it. Want to thank Josh Shushan for joining us. You can hear him tonight along with Nikki Heckroth-Lopato on the Call 6:30 pregame. Women's basketball, UNM, New Mexico State tonight at Dream Style Arena, the Pit. Hoser, 30. Always great job. Josh holding it down on ProView. Got the Jim Rome Show coming up next. Dan Patrick Show at 1 o'clock. Sports Bar at 3 o'clock. 20 in town. He had a big weekend in Vegas. UFC recap. 3 title fights. We'll have the inside info for you on that.
10
at 7 a.m. Everybody, Meta World, peace and love. Have a great day.